I can get 3 for 22, but I'd rather be a Chief, and so I'll take the 3 for 21. Or he comes back and says, listen, I can get 24. If you can get me to 24, I'll stay. And then you decide, are you going to do it for $1 million more? But if you've got this, well, hold on, I've got to wait here on Trav because we don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
So we're holding $10 million open for him. And then you watch all the free agents come and go, and you go, okay, we can make this move for Cook, but we're not going to do it because we got to hold this $10 million for Travis Kelce. And then Brian Cook goes, okay, well, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take the 24 over here, and I'm gone. And then Kelce goes, you know what? I'm out. Oh, great.
Yeah.
Well, we could have kept our safety in place, or we could have kept Leo Chenal in place, or we could have kept Jalen Watson in place, whatever the case may be. But because you left us hanging, no. So, I do think there needs to be a deadline.
Yeah.
And so I believe the dialogue is, and I think you want him, and I would think he would want to know, before free agency hits. I don't think this can play out into free agency because I don't think the Chiefs have the cap room. And I think, just to keep I think they definitely want to, be mindful of the future. I don't think they're going to blow up the cap. But I think they are. History tells us with Andy Reid and Brett Veach, they tend to spend more each year than I think they should, right? And so I'm kind of anticipating that same kind of plan here. And if they do that, if that's their approach, fiddling around with Travis Kelce along the way does not help.
No.
So what is the first day of free agency? I'm going to look it up.
Yeah.
I haven't looked that up yet. But yeah, I mean, I'm hearing okay, we're having dialogue, but we're not getting to the end.
Yeah, and one of the first things he talked about today was about McDuffie, and he said, I think he began by saying something along the lines of, he's first up tomorrow.
Yes.
Well, McDuffie might be the first item of business, but Travis Kelce has to be number 2, right?
I mean,
just to know where you're at.
Yeah, let's give me one here. Let's go ahead and play one because let's fold McDuffie into this equation as well because I think he's part of the puzzle, and I think that's why when you heard the long pause from Brett Veach, the puzzle is yes, I have Cook, Chenal, and Watson over here, players we'd like to keep. I don't think there's any chance on Watson. I really think it's a Cook, Chenal thing. I think the corners just go for so much. I don't really think there's any chance on Watson, but I think that's where he says you don't close the door because what if Watson thinks he's going to get $25 million per, and his best offer is $16. Okay, can we make that work? Maybe we can, but I don't think it's going to work with Watson. But we'll see. He's in that mix. But then the other puzzle piece is, well, is Travis Kelce coming back? And another puzzle piece is Trent McDuffie. This was Veach when he was asked where they are with McDuffie.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of dialogue with Trent last spring, last summer, and he's first out of the gate, I think, tomorrow. So looking forward to get with him, and obviously Trent's a great player and see what we can do there, but certainly love to have Trent back and for the long term. All
right. So what is that? What do you take from that?
With everything else around it, I honestly don't know because that when you first hear that, that's the first thing you're like, well, it sounds like they want to bring Brett McDuffie back, and then you hear other things, you're like, well, hang on, it seems like everything he says, I have to go back and reevaluate with every other thing he said.
I'm going to go back to what I said last week about his agency is CAA, and that's the same agency as Trey Smith.
Yep.
And what did it take to get him signed? The biggest contract a guard has ever been given in the NFL. I don't think the ask is going to be – I think they're going to ask for the top contract in cornerback history because he's the best potential free agent corner on the market, but not for a year.
Which is a huge value to be the best in that given year.
And I will underscore what I've said time and time again. I think cornerback is a first contract position. I think it's as much the running back world as it is as anything. Even, linebackers, yes, linebackers are like that as well. But really, I think linebackers are almost different. Linebackers just aren't, and sorry to all linebackers out there, just aren't as important. It's not that they can't play. I think what's unique about running backs and cornerbacks are old, fast. Right? Now, some cornerbacks you can transition over to safety, but if you give, Jalen Ramsey has been traded so many times, his contract is so big that, okay, fine, he's playing safety, but nobody wants a $30 million number at safety. We just mentioned Justin Reed, great safety for the Chiefs, $10 million.
Yeah.
We're talking about $30 million for a top corner. And do I think he could move over and play safety later in his career? Yeah, I think absolutely. He's super smart player, super tough, tackles well. So I think he absolutely has a future towards the end of his career doing that kind of thing. But you don't want a $30 million safety when you have to turn around and go use a first-round pick or a $30 million to sign another corner.
You can barely afford a $30 million corner.
Yeah.
Much less.
I mean,
if you
they
move
really
somewhere
can't.
else. Yeah, exactly.
They really can't, but, it's just, to me, I like he mentions the puzzle. It almost, to me, feels like, well, that is the puzzle. Right? Like he said, McDuffie's first out of the gates. He's looking forward to getting with him. So they're going to meet and talk tomorrow. And so that is when the conversation begins. That's when it officially starts. Because you know what's going to happen? Here's how it works at the Combine. They're going to exchange numbers. All right? I expect he hired the agency he hired, who's a little bit of a Scott Boras type agency, in the sense that they're going for the biggest numbers.
Yeah.
Right? So I think they're going to come with a giant number. And I think there are a lot of people that are going to be like, he's not even a true outside corner. He's a great nickel that's pretty good at corner. Right? And they're going to come asking for the highest paid corner. And I don't think the Chiefs are going to have that number in mind. But I think there is probably a desperate team out there, a Carolina Panthers or whoever it might be, that is out there and thinks we're that guy away. And we're going to get him. And I think they know that. And so what to me will happen is at that point we'll see the agency start asking people, well, what would you give my guy? Right? That's what this is. Everybody's around here talking to everybody. I think they go to the other teams and they say, who's interested in the corner? CAA has players on every team in the NFL. They have a reason to talk to every general manager about somebody that they represent. And so they will turn to the guy and be like, oh, yeah, let's talk about my guy. And, oh, yeah, you in the market for a corner? Yeah, well, what's my guy worth? What would you give? They make it known. He's available. He's out there. Plus, by the way, everybody else can look at the cap sites, too, and see that the Chiefs are up against it. I mean, that's why you've got all this. I've said it before. Unfollow anyone who before today told you that the Chiefs were talking to Trent McDuffie. You just heard Brett Veach say that starts tomorrow. Okay? And the idea that they're shopping him trade-wise. They haven't, but that could start tomorrow. Right? Mm-hmm. This is when that will begin. And it starts with, are they on the same page on the amount of an extension? And I think if you hear, nothing in conversations about this, if you don't hear his name, then I think things are progressing. I think if you hear his name, they're far apart. And so it will begin tomorrow. It begins with that conversation. One more from Brett Veach before we break. I want to play this one. Todd asked Veach how difficult the free agent puzzle is compared to past years.
I think every year, I mean, it's a challenge, and we do have some flexibility with how we're set up to do some different things, but it's not like we have $90 million in cap space, and we have to execute an efficient game plan in free agency, and then we got to nail these picks, and that'll be important for us to keep this run going. Obviously, we had a step back last year, and everyone was disappointed, and but everyone's motivated, and even the coaching staff too. Like I said, the last few years we haven't had a chance to really get with them much before the Combine, and right after that Vegas game, I mean, those guys were all in, and it was exciting and energetic in a way, just to get out there. And I think the last few years, we were kind of just like in a maintenance stage, and now we're trying to just rebuild this thing again. And I think for a GM and a personnel staff, that's exciting.
Rebuild this thing.
Yeah. We're doing maintenance, now we're rebuilding this thing.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what jumps at me. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk about it. Is this a rebuild? And if it is, how do you go about it? What's the difference between maintenance and rebuild? We'll talk about that next. Here in the program, we're broadcasting live at the NFL Combine. Here in Indianapolis, our coverage of the Combine brought to you by our friends at Roberts Robinson Chevrolet GMC. If you want the most value for your trade-in, visit robertsrobinson.com and see for yourself why they just make it easy by our friends at Discover Vision Center and Ready Services.
The program with Soren Petro.
I'm surrounded by morons. That's what's going on here.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Sports Radio 810 WHB's live coverage from the NFL Combine is brought to you by Ready Services. When you're ready, they're ready. Go to ReadyServices.com for all your plumbing, draining, cooling, and heating needs. By Discover Vision Center. If your vision is giving you trouble and you're not a fit for LASIK, Discover Vision Centers can help. Find out more at discovervision.com/810sports. And by Roberts Robinson Chevrolet GMC. If you want the most value for your trade-in, visit robertsrobinson.com and see for yourself why they just make it easy.
He's a husband, a dad, owner of a gym. He's also a police officer.
You're listening to the program here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. We're broadcasting live at the NFL Combine. Me and Todd Lebo, the guy who couldn't figure out the garage, parking garage, making me walk a block in the freezing cold, snow, wind. Ridiculous.
Did you hate that?
Well, you know, he jumped right on it when we got to Terre Haute. That's when he started going, oh, we got to figure out parking. So,
a little late.
Yeah, a little late. So again, don't let him distract with any other kind of nonsense about me being part of a problem.
Wow. 25 degrees cooler there.
Yeah, it's cold here. It's cold.
Sun's finally peeking out. It's about 60 here today.
It might be raining too here. I know that was in the forecast. I will say this: Todd did find us a place that it's like a Airbnb, and we don't actually have to go outside to come to the convention center.
Oh, you got the little hamster track?
Yeah, they got a bunch of them here in Indianapolis. It's Minneapolis-esque.
Nice.
And we come down, we go down a hallway of our building, and then we turn and we go through a lobby, and then we're at a hotel, and then we're in something else, and so we don't actually have to go outside.
That's good.
So yeah, that's been nice. Rebuild versus maintenance. Like, if you call it that, is that change the dynamics of how you should be approaching your team?
Trying to think of whether that's battery and backwards or not. Like, does the name come from the operation, or does the operation come from the name?
Well, I mean, I think it's. I mean, if you're, I just think for those words to come out of your mouth,
Yeah.
you need to be thinking big picture, long term.
Right.
You know,
I agree with that for sure.
That's why, like, you know, he talks about the Cook, Chenal, Watson piece. Be great to have a couple of those guys back, but I think you got to just bite the bullet and be like,
I agree.
We got to reset this cap. I think if those words come out of your mouth, if that thought is in your head, then I think I think your path is set.
Yeah. You shouldn't be making moves for just this year. This is the opposite of a year ago.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that, you know, it's you know, you've acknowledged.
Which,
now, I will say this: when you win 6 games, it also allows you. I mean, in some ways, you know, like you said, is it? I don't know how you put it, but is the battery and, you know, I know the battery and backwards part, but the other way. Well, how did you put it? Is it?
No, I said, does the words cause the action, or does the action cause the words?
Yeah, I think that's interesting, because I will say that, like, I think there will be change. There already has been change, but there will be change in how they play offensive football, right? I think they're going to get with the program. This comes down to me. We talk about, like, when it's when you play a team for the second time, you know, in a year, and I've always said I believe the team that lost has the advantage.
Yep.
Like, if the team that lost just sucks and the other team's great, no, they don't have the advantage. But if it's two competitive teams, you know, fairly evenly matched, the team that lost has the advantage because they go to work on what didn't work, and they come up with a new approach. The team that won is almost obligated to begin with what they were doing last time.
Frozen by your own success.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we like, if we ran the ball last time 36 times for 157 yards, okay, we have to try to run the ball again. Because if I don't run the ball and we lose, people are going to say, like, why didn't you run the ball? It worked last time. What are you doing? Right? And so, to me, I think the Chiefs have to a degree, their offense has been that. Well, they keep going to the Super Bowl. Why would we change what's working?
Right.
So now they have a chance to go, okay, we bottomed out. It didn't work. Now let's fully embrace change. The question is Andy Reid, Eric Bieniemy, O'Shea, you know, DeMarco Murray, do they have the coaches that can really, you know, change their approach and do it a different way, do it the more modern way? And
another question is, if he's going to say that, how does that factor into what they do with Travis Kelce? I mean, if you if you bring Travis Kelce back, how is that part of a rebuild? I mean, it screams that you don't think it's because he's not. If you think this is the rebuild, Kelce shouldn't have any role in that to me.
Yeah, he's not younger, cheaper, faster.
He's none of the things you need.
How important is it for Salvador Perez to never wear another uniform? How important is it for Travis Kelce to never wear another uniform? How much of this equation is that there are some players that you just don't? For me, I can tell you that almost none at all. I mean, I have no time for that. But there are a lot of other people, you know, that like the sentimentality and what it means is a bigger deal. For me, I whatever's best for the team moving forward.
Yeah,
that's always the way the decision should be made. And if you always make those decisions, you're going to have the best chance to win, and the more winning you do, the more your fans are going to love you.
Yeah, because if his departure allows you to win a Super Bowl a year earlier or win an additional one, I think when you get to the end, no one's going to look back and go, well, I love that Chiefs group, but boy, I'm just haunted by the fact that Travis Kelce played for the Buccaneers the last 2 years of his career. No one's going to care. You cited the other examples of that last week, and there's like a dozen of them. I want for the same reason the stadium thing. As a fan of the Chiefs, I want the Chiefs to have the best opportunity they possibly can to win a championship going forward. And if that's walking on someone like Kelsey and he plays for somebody else, I can deal with that.
Yeah. I mean, do I want to see him wearing another uniform?
Yeah.
No. Would I root for him every game as long as he's not playing, for a team playing the Chiefs? Yes. But will I get up just fine in the morning? Yes. Because and I think right now all you have to do is look at they traded Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill, who was in his absolute prime, because it was what was best for the football team.
Yep.
Yeah. So for me, when you start to use the term rebuild, you're in some way you've landed on what your course should be.
Yeah. Yep.
So
and
the
you've made it
free
public.
agent puzzle. Yeah, the free agent puzzle gets easier to see. If he's back, great. He's a great chief, right? Great chief. It'll be great to have him back, but it better be at the right number. And I'll come back to the discourse of, we have dialogue. Okay.
Good dialogue there.
Yeah.
Well, that was good timing.
Dynamite timing. I like it. I like it a lot. But I think, how the puzzle's going to fit together, we're going to see. Is there a market for safeties? If safeties are getting paid a lot, Brian Cook won't be back. Is there a market for Leo Chenal? I think there's going to be. Like, if I had to pick out of Jalen Watson, Leo Chenal, and Brian Cook, my assumption is when you're using the term rebuilding, you might be able to afford one of them. And if I had to pick the one that they can afford, I think it might be Brian Cook. Just because I think there's going to be a 3-4 team that looks at Leo Chenal and says, we can unleash that beast. And so I think his market's going to go up because I think people are going to see some pass rush ability in him. And I might be wrong. Maybe I'm totally wrong. And maybe Leo Chenal is only offered $5 or $6 million because it's linebacker only. But he's young, and to me, he still has potential that's untapped. And so Brian Cook, to me, is the most likely guy to be back with the Chiefs. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, we'll take a break. We'll talk some more football. We'll talk some more basketball. Frank Bull, the godfather of Kansas City sports, is coming up next. We're live at the NFL Combine in Indianapolis, brought to you by our friends at Robert Robinson Chevrolet GMC.
All right, Houston's 56 points last night were the fewest by a top 5 team against Kansas since who? Brought to you by La Feta Delicatessen.
He's the only man to interview modern-day gladiators at Arrowhead and original gladiators in the Coliseum. He grew up rooting for Honus Wagner and saw Jesse Owens get 4 golds in Berlin. He saw Wilt score 100 in a night. Points, of course. Yes, we are saying he's old. It's the godfather of Kansas City sports, Frank Bowl, on the program.
Hour number 2 of the program begins right now, broadcasting live here in Indianapolis, Indiana. The NFL Combine going on. Our coverage brought to you by Ready Services. When you're ready, they're ready. Go to ReadyServices.com for all of your plumbing, draining, cooling, and heating needs. ReadyServices. ReadyServices.com. By Discover Vision Center. If your vision is giving you trouble and you're not a fit for LASIK, Discover Vision Centers can help. Find out more at discoversvision.com/810sports. And by Roberts Robinson Chevrolet GMC. If you want the most value for your trade-in, visit robertsrobinson.com and see for yourself why they just make it easy at Roberts Robinson Chevrolet GMC. Frank, how are you, my friend?
I'm great, but I have not heard the one question answered today.
Which is, let me see, is the question, how does Todd Lebo keep bringing me a bottle of water that is gray and expecting me to drink it?
No, not that one. It is how
Take
long.
a picture of that real quick, Todd.
Oh,
Take
God.
so we can just show. I'm assuming it's just oxygen, but it is not the best tasting.
That means it's good for you.
Oh yeah, is that what it is?
If it tastes
Yeah.
awful, it's probably good for you.
Yeah, I like a lot of cloudiness in my water.
Absolutely. Perfect.
God bless. Okay, what question, Frank?
The only question I need answered is, how long did it take you to drive from here
Well, sit
to
down, Todd.
there?
Sit down.
From
Let's
here to there.
go ahead.
And since Todd's still alive and working with you, he didn't die of heart failure on the way over.
What do you want?
Very good dialogue in the car, Frank.
Yeah, it's a very good dialogue.
Oh, really?
What am I doing?
Okay, Frank wants to know how long it took us to get here.
Well, longer than it should have.
I'm giving you your shot.
All right, so I got up at 4:45 to go do the first 2 hours of Steven's show.
Right.
And then I told Petra I'm leaving there at 8. I should be home, get everything ready. 8:45 my house is cool. First I
Okay.
get a phone call. It says it's going to be more like 9:05.
No, it's
Okay.
gonna be more like 9.
9.
I was there
He
at
said
9.
9:05,
It's okay.
but I'll make it in 9.
All right.
And then because he said I snoozed it, didn't hear the snooze.
I turned the alarm. The new iPhone alarm is.
It's Apple's fault.
I turn it off.
Yes.
It doesn't. Sometimes it shows one way, sometimes it shows another. And when you're a chronic snoozer,
And then he pulls up and he says, "I'm here, but I don't have my backpack or my work bag. Lynn is behind me driving with it. We need to meet her wherever."
Oh,
Yeah.
my
So
God.
we went back.
Yeah,
And Blue Ridge Boulevard. We met there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we did a it looked like a drug deal.
it did.
And she handed the backpack to the car.
Yeah.
In a shady parking lot, and then we took off, and everything was great.
Leaving
until
Lynn
we
in
got
a
to
shady
town.
parking lot. That's real nice of you. There you go. Go ahead.
I think I had set the over-under
Lebo
on
picked-
honks at like 9, and we were under. Probably only like 5 or 6 honks.
Lebo, by the way, Lebo picked the location of said drug deal.
I did, but I was trying to make us not go back through the triangle because we kind of should have been going the other way. If we did, if we had brought the stuff. But,
Okay,
And then
so-
we did have there's some construction on I-70 in a town called Jonesburg, which you have to exit the highway and get back on.
Right.
What are we going to do?
Yeah. So that was 10 minutes. That
that was
added
10
10 minutes.
minutes.
At least it was at least 10 minutes.
We
Okay.
did stop in Wentzville because we needed to, gas up and have a little tinkle.
Gotta
You know?
stop in Wentzville.
And so we
Gotta
went
go
to
to
a
the
quick
bathroom.
trip. Quick trips are great.
Yeah, they
and
are.
the quick trip, I said, we're walking. I said, wow, this quick trip's got a Johnny on the spot outside. That's weird. We went inside.
By the way, and it's 20.
Yeah,
Like the
it's
temperature
cold.
is 20.
And I'm like, that sounds like a cold restroom.
Yeah. So let's go on in and use the real one inside.
And the reason that Johnny on the spot was outside is because the one inside is under construction.
Hey.
So
I said, "Oh, that's not good." She goes, "Yeah, I've been having to tell people that for 4
4
weeks.
weeks.
Oh,
4
God.
weeks they've been trying to fix the can."
So we went across the street to a fast food restaurant and to eat some food real quick. and that bathroom was occupied.
Yes.
Of course.
but the guy got out.
It was a one-holer.
Finally, we had ordered and gotten our beverages.
So then we got back in the car. We drove through. We made it through Illinois, and then we're getting about an hour outside of Indy. He was like, we probably better go to the bathroom. We don't know what downtown Indy's like. You don't want to get stuck, whatever. We just gas the car up, so we stop. And
Todd just realized he has to procure parking around this time.
Yeah, right.
the parking email had gone to my clutter, and it was all handled. I had to pay it.
No, it's not convenient.
It's not convenient, but I said it was right by the place. So we get off at a speedway. That's the name of the little joints here.
Yeah.
And we
Makes
went in.
sense.
This was an interesting speedway. We had to find a different fuel pump because there was throw up on
There
the
was
ground.
puke on the ground. This is in Terre Haute.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is in Terre Haute.
And so I go in to take a leak while he's going to start fueling
Pink
the vehicle up.
puke with corn in it.
And I'll send you the picture, Frank.
Wow.
Yeah, Lebo took a picture.
And so I go inside. Both bathrooms closed. Inoperable
Well, hang
bathroom.
on, back up. So first, I started to go to one row of pumps, but they had the yellow bags on it. They wouldn't work. So then I started to go another one, and I realized I'm going to have to get out and step and puke.
So we found
And
another
then-
one.
So I swung around to go to another one, and I realized I think I might be sticking out. We get this beautiful Chevy Tahoe that Robert Robinson gave us to drive down here.
Big
Yeah.
vehicle.
It's
Yeah.
a great car, but it's kind of big, and I'm like, I don't know that guy can back out if I pull clear up to
Yeah.
the pump.
And-
So I barely could.
And
had
I
to-
don't think he cared as much about his car as we did about
Oh
his.
yes, oh yeah. This
It was
guy,
it had been a little beaten up.
Rubbin was racing in his world. Clearly,
Interesting truck.
Yeah.
So I go inside, and both bathrooms out of order. And so he's starting to walk inside. I said, "Turn around." The bathrooms are
again,
dead.
no bathroom. Again,
So then we drove through a parking lot
is great.
looking for another restroom, and then everything was like, there was like a Jersey Mike's, but we're not going to go inside
Yeah.
Jersey Mike's, whatever. So anyways, we go into a Dairy Queen eventually to take a leak, and then Serin's like, I'm going to have to get a Diet Coke. And he got a great price on a Diet Coke,
$4.91.
only $4.91.
Cool.
$4.91.
I'm sure it was
And then he
wonderful.
declared he's done with pop.
I'm like, I can't afford this.
Can't do it. So
I've
then we
been
got back
priced
in
out.
the car, and then we made it. So it took longer than we thought because there was a couple of stops, but it was fine.
There was a plan, a coordinated effort to keep us from using the restroom.
Yes.
The entire trip.
Yes.
It's,
And then here's the gist on the parking. The parking is fine. It's like one little half block away across the street, and it was cold, but it's there. We don't have to. We're not driving anywhere. The problem is the way you get, and if I would have known this, I would have found some other way. The way you get in the parking garage is there's a swipe card. Well, where's the swipe card? It's in the unit. It's in the Airbnb.
in the condo.
So
and
we
you
have to
haven't
get,
been there yet.
No, we haven't been there.
Right.
So we have to get out, illegally park on a street that's closed.
Oh,
as
no,
fast.
that he didn't even. And the street where where the doorway is for our condo is closed.
But it's not really. We drove right through it. It's fine.
No, it's closed from one direction.
So we got
The
up in there.
direction we need.
I ran up there like a pack mule with bags, got the card, came outside, we got it, and we parked, and then we came out. Now, that's all fine. It was no big deal. But the problem is tomorrow, because we're coming back tomorrow night, tomorrow we have to be out of the Airbnb at 11.
Okay.
But we have to do a show until 7 here.
Of course.
So we have to leave the Airbnb, but in order to get out of the parking lot, we need the key card that's in the Airbnb, and we have to. And when you're done with it, you have to put it back in the Airbnb. So at some point tomorrow before 11 a.m., I'm going to have to go work some magic with the car, and then find a closer place to where we're going to be to park, which might cost $400 because it's downtown. I don't know.
Yeah.
So Chad, there you go.
Event parking. Event
But
parking.
so
Here we go. Over here.
we had to walk a block plus in
It was cold.
20-degree
Right, hey,
blowing
listen,
snow
I
weather.
had pants
with
on.
30 miles
Someone
per
had
hour
shorts
winds.
on. I had pants on.
That's
I don't
right.
know.
I assume we were parking in the building.
Well, that was a bad assumption on your part, wasn't it? I assumed someone would remember their backpack and be on time. I don't know. How's it going? Sounds like we both lost.
Oh, God.
You assumed you were going to get clear water. I don't think so.
No,
It's cleared up now.
cloudy. I'll tweet that out in a
It's
minute.
fine.
There we go.
No, yeah. So, what
that's
was our TRT?
Sounds like it took you
was-
12 hours.
It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell because you lose an hour coming here.
Yeah.
You know,
We got here at 5:30,
which was 4:30.
which is 4:30 at home.
And you
And we
left
left
here
at
what time?
9 something.
Like 9:45.
Well, that's still pretty
Probably,
good.
yeah. It wasn't bad.
It's about a
Wasn't
7-hour trip normally.
Seren
Not
made up some
Seren time, but
at
normally.
times Seren made up some time.
Oh,
We had a
really?
We had a very good travel partner for about 200 miles.
We had a great rabbit.
We had Smokey. We were the snowman, and we let Smokey be Smokey. He was out there running traffic, and it's funny. We got off at the same exit in Terre Haute, and then we thought, these guys think we're following them. We were all driving 90 miles an hour down the road. I did tell him about 3/4 of the way here, my wife would die in this car. Her heart would explode in this car. She thinks I drive fast.
Now
and
he's embellishing
I putter
things.
around the right lane. I mean,
That's not true.
We should have chased those guys down and see where they were doing. And why are you guys in such a hurry, too? They had Michigan tags and an Ohio State license plate thing, and they got off in Terre Haute. What are they doing?
Yeah, like what is this?
They knew better to go to that speedway with the broken bathrooms, didn't they?
Yeah, that was brutal.
They probably had to go to the bathroom. What'd you expect them to do?
It was a conspiracy to keep us from using the restroom. That's what it
We
was.
ended up going to the bathroom.
Yeah,
we found a way. Where there's a will, there's a way.
That's classic. That's a great
$5 soda
story.
I mean,
That's
Terre
better.
Haute, Indiana.
Yeah,
Like,
that's better than anything
how
that's
is-
happened today.
How am I getting hit for a $5 soda in Terre Haute, Indiana?
From the Dairy
It's like,
Queen.
were you at an airport?
From a DQ.
I know. I'm like, we had a choice, and I'm like, this is just awful. This is just the worst decision of my life right here.
Yeah, it was something.
That's pretty
made
good.
it, though.
You made it. It's all
Yeah.
that counts.
Now, we're going to get home in record time.
Yeah,
Because there'll be less
well,
traffic.
Yeah, I'm
it's
sure
gonna
you
be
will.
dark,
It'll be
so-
night. Be night.
No, we're not. We're not going to get home in record
No.
time because there's plenty of construction. First of all,
Hey, we're getting our hour back, though.
like if I-70 were just taken off the planet, we'd all live a better life.
Hey, in about 20,
Tractor
30 short years,
trailers in
it's
the
going to be
left
great.
lane, baby. Get those
I
tractor
mean-
trailers in the left lane. Come on. Get them out there. Come on,
May,
guys.
may every minute be like the trip back from training camp.
Oh, gosh. There's
Oh my God!
every year there's something.
It just you get gosh.
And you know what? There wasn't. I mean, Indiana and Illinois, I-70, I don't think had much construction, so we're good there.
Yeah.
Just Missouri is where it's
Missouri.
No,
that's all
but
that.
in Indiana, you might as well be on the surface of the moon.
Yeah, we are going to have to go on and off the road at Jonesburg again. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
But that should be
But
better.
it shouldn't be bad because we're coming home tomorrow night. It's a Wednesday
yeah,
night.
tomorrow night.
so
Yeah, Wednesday night. It'll
It's
be
not
like,
a Friday night or a
10 or
Saturday
11 o'clock
whatever,
at
yeah.
night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should be fine.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. I
So-
still remember that trip we took to St. Louis when we went and watched the Blues
was a-
play the Sharks.
That was
Oh, my
a ways back. That was a
Good
hoot.
trip.
oh my
a good
God!
trip.
I was white knuckling on that one.
Hey, only
I
a
was
couple of
waiting.
horn honks. Only a
I
couple
know.
of,
You said we had about 15 on that trip.
Yeah, a couple of, what are you doing over
Yeah,
there?
right.
You know?
Yeah.
Get out of the way!
Well, the
Flashing
one
his
gal,
lights.
No idea what she was doing.
Nah, plenty of those. But then he was going to pass Smokey, and I'm like, don't pass Smokey. That's
No.
our guy.
That's right.
He
No.
knows. He knows.
No, he was like
Just drop
he was one
back
of those
a few
guys.
car lanes.
No, it's great. It's my ideal scenario. He's one of those guys that doesn't want to be passed, and so you just keep you go a
Chasing.
little more and you push him. You push him. You
Here comes Woody.
okay, great.
The Woodlands.
Run right out front, buddy. Have at it.
Yeah.
You're my dream come true.
Yeah, he was great.
He was what, St. Louis all the way to Terre Haute, right?
Oh, yeah, we had him a long time.
Yeah.
He was going.
So
He was going. He's our friend.
yeah,
That's pretty funny.
yeah.
Good stuff. Nothing like a road trip.
Yeah. So
Okay. That was a
And
good
you know
story.
what, Frank?
I like
you know
that
what
story.
stinks?
What?
You know what stinks, Frank?
What?
These freaking big Monday games start at 9 o'clock here.
Oh, that's
Started at
true
8 o'clock.
too. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you just
Todd Lee-
cross over that time zone line there.
We need to change the old man intro to Todd Lebo because he sat there whining. I haven't told this story. So last night we went to a sports bar here, and it was me, Todd, and Jeff Chiddy at first, right? And then and so we had dinner and we're watching the game, and Todd had one 22-ounce beer.
One-
By the way,
Michelob Ultra.
we're not driving. We're
Yeah,
in
you're
an area
walking.
where we
Yeah,
can
you got
walk
it.
by all the, but everywhere that's going. So don't worry about the ounces I'm about to unveil on you.
Inside. We only had to be outside for 30 feet.
Yeah, for 30 feet, and the rest of the time we were inside. And so Todd, we're like, Jeff and I are like, okay, we're gonna get another one. Todd, are you gonna get? Okay.
I said no.
I said no. We said, oh, come on, Todd. He said, okay. And he said to the waitress, can I get a
Do
bottle?
you have a bottle of beer? And they no. We don't
No.
have bottles.
We have cans. He said, "Oh, okay."
She said it'll be a big can, and I was thinking 16 ounces. So I
Yeah.
went to the bathroom.
Yeah, she said a big can, and so he's like, "Okay, I'll get it." He goes to the bathroom. She comes and delivers a 25-ounce can. He thought it was going to be like one of the aluminum bottles.
Yeah.
No, this is a 20. It's like picture a 12-ounce can of beer, and then double it, and then some.
Their smallest draw was 16 ounces, and their big draws were 40. They were the
40.
home of the 40-ounce draw.
Yeah. So 16, 22, and 40 were
Yeah.
your options.
And the cans were half gallon or gallon, apparently.
Yeah. So Lebo wants to get a little one, and he's, don't give me a draw. I don't
And
want
I'm
one
like,
that
I
big.
told these guys, I'm going home at halftime of this game. I don't care. But then Sam McDowell and Eric
Pete
Eager
Sweeney.
and
Yeah.
Pete Sweeney
Eager.
and another
He
guy from the
shows
Panthers,
up.
who I was a very nice guy. And next thing you know, we stayed till the end of the dumb game.
Yeah.
And
Which they won by 100.
Yeah.
they won by 100.
It was
and
over
then
halfway
they
through
get
the
back,
second half.
And my Garmin watch that Soren thinks is dumb because it doesn't tell time, but it does, told me I got a bad sleep score last night and my body battery's not good.
Your
So
body
now he is
battery.
vowed.
I'm going to bed after dinner right away tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight.
There's no hanging
Are,
around.
are you
Yeah.
going to St. Elmo's sometime while
No,
you're
I'm
there?
not going to
No, no,
Okay.
we're not messing
All right.
with that.
All right. That's
That-
good.
that's like a 3-hour
Just,
production.
And
just
that's-
asking. Just asking.
I'm going to turn an expense report into Chad for last night, and if we'd have done that at St. Elmo's, it might have cost us $2,000.
Oh,
we
I
did
bet
it
it
cheap.
would've.
It was, yeah, it was when everybody, but they're all people that do stuff for the station. Pete Sweeney,
Yeah, sure. So you're
Sam
buying.
McDowell, Jeff
Soren's
Chadilla.
buying.
Eric was a loyal soldier for years.
Eager did stuff with us for years. I don't know who the cap guy for the Panthers freeloading.
He got a free beer. He got free beer last night.
Panther. We should charge the Panthers for
Yeah.
his beer. That's what should
NFL
happen.
they can afford it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can.
So we got here fine. We had dinner, and Todd's done nothing but bitch all day.
All right,
no, I'd be
there
fine.
you go.
So bring back cloudy water.
Yeah, and bring back
For the record,
milky water. I'm gonna tweet
No, it's
that out.
bubbling.
Here.
Looks like
I
Sprite now.
would not drink that on a bet.
No, it's fine. He's already had a bunch. Curtis, you're such
Really?
a water
I've already had
snob.
Jaded.
He's
Oxnard.
had
No,
a
no,
1,000 of these already.
Just what?
It just looked like.
Yeah, I know.
But now
Trust
it's
me.
clear. It's
You
clear.
know what it tasted like?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
because
But it's the only water here.
It's because all the
I
slag
got
settled to
you
the
this
bottom.
one bottle of water, but they don't have any more of those up there. They're gone.
I actually take that back. Had a conversation with some Chiefs people, and they had water where they were, and they gave me a fancy bottle of water.
Which you drank all gone. You may go fill it up with some water.
No. I honestly, I was wondering, did you just plunge this into the toilet? Like, where did you get this from?
Wait
It's
till
good.
the silt settles. That's what you got to do.
That's what it.
So I just wait till the stuff settles. and
That's
then
what
you're
it's
fine.
clear now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's all on the bottom.
Yeah, no, it's bubbly now. It was like oxygen bubble.
I
It looks
think
like a
it's-
Sprite now.
Oh, it's
I think it's
oxygenated.
oxygen bubbles, but it doesn't taste good.
Yeah, it's fine. It's water. It tastes like Kansas City
It's
water, honestly.
oxygenated.
If you're downtown
That's right.
Arnold, that's what it tastes like.
I know not to drink the water in Phoenix and Vegas. I thought here in the Midwest we were okay. We have real water near us. Apparently not in Indianapolis.
Not there. No, not there.
No. And I like the town. I'm not hating
Oh, it's
on
great.
Indianapolis. I like the town. Love their downtown.
They
Love how
got
you
the
can get
Final
around.
Four, right? Don't they have
Yeah,
the Final
yeah.
Four too? Well, they
Yeah.
always have the draft, so or the
Yeah.
combine. I'm sorry.
Frank,
Yes, go ahead.
How about this little nugget? Lebo's leaving now.
Goodbye.
Bye, Leaves.
How about this little nugget? Did you know that the combine is not put on by the NFL?
I didn't. Why they call it the NFL Combine?
Well, I don't know that they do. I think we
Oh.
just call it that.
It's just called the combine. It's called the Indianapolis Combine. What's it called?
No, it's put on by what is it? Football Scouts Inc. Huh? And it's a group that's here, and they do it, and they do it in collaboration or in coordination with the NFL. But it's actually not an NFL event.
Huh? You know what? Never knew that. Did you ever
Yeah.
know that before?
No,
This-
I did not. Jeff Chadilla told me that.
As they say, I was today years old when I learned that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should grab one of those guys and find out how the hell they pulled that off.
Well, and so I'm wondering, which first of all, it's got to be the only thing that the NFL has anything to do with that they don't own.
No.
I mean, they bought 10% of ESPN, for God's sake. Okay? And so I was like, huh. And I was asking somebody here, I'm like, well, why? Because some personnel people were complaining about, well, so-and-so's not going to run and so-and-so's not going to work out.
Yeah.
There's more and more guys that don't work out.
Yeah.
And so, I was like, well, why don't you just put it into the CBA? Like the next time you hammer out the collective bargaining agreement, make it that, once you
Mandatory.
get, it's mandatory that you go and participate so we can get a baseline on everybody. I don't think it's a bad idea, even just for general health practices. Hey, I'm thinking about, whether or not I should play again. Well, you ran a 4.4 when you got into the league. You're 4.71 now. Your body's beat up.
Yeah.
Like, but they're like, guys who have injuries don't work out, and suddenly everybody will just have an injury.
Yeah, they'll all make one.
So
up.
they just let them decide whether or not they will or won't.
Yeah,
Which was said to me, who will do the 40? All the fast guys.
because they want to compete against one another to be the fastest guy at the combine, right?
Yeah, everybody participates in whatever event they think is going to make them look better. If they got a great high jump, they're gonna or vertical, they're gonna vertical jump. If they got a great long jump, broad jump, they're gonna broad jump. If they can really get under the bar and rep the weights, they're gonna lift the weights. They're gonna do the 225. But if they're not any good at it, they ain't doing it.
The reason with these guys running instead of the NFL, maybe that's why the Deus situation with Brett Veach wasn't exactly up to NFL standards, so to speak. Maybe there's just little things.
Is it called the National Invitational Camp? Is that the?
I don't know.
I'm seeing there was a name. Is it an NFL scouting combine, historically known as the National Invitational Camp?
What?
So
and the NFL has a logo for it, but they got their name on that.
Weird.
The schedule that we have for today at the top says 2026 NFL Scouting Combine.
That's what I mean. Everything has NFL all over it. So
General manager, head coach availability schedule.
wow.
And so, yeah.
Yep.
What I find fascinating, it's not fascinating, I don't want to sound like I'm Mike Greenberg.
Everything, that man is fascinating.
It's fascinating. So much
Usually by the Cowboys.
Yeah,
and
yes.
and occasionally the Knicks.
But
anyway,
the combine and I guess the idea of it is to scout these potential draft picks.
Yes,
but so much else goes. It's so much further beyond that, as we've talked about. It's free all the stuff. It's almost like the NFL owners meeting. I mean, the free agency and all these things take place there because everyone's there. So it's. I wonder how long it's worked its way to that. I'm sure it wasn't initially that way, but now, hell, that's the draft is almost secondary to
I
least
also,
early on.
Yeah, I think also everything's getting hammered out now. Free agency.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Everybody's talking about, hey, listen, I'm going to get this. Okay, give my guy. I'll give him a call. I'll ask him if he wants to come over to your team for that and all this sort of stuff. So that's all taking place now. That's why all the GMs are there, and all the agents are there. That's one of the reasons.
While we're
they're there.
here, let's do this.
Yeah.
Well, there is. I mean, we were talking with Eric Eager, who's the VP of Analytics for the Panthers, and we're like, well, what are you doing? Because we were talking about the Rams the Rams, and now the Jags aren't here either. Those two stay back. They might have a couple of people that bring the guys into the rooms for interviews, but they just do it by Zoom. But like they don't come in a wave like everybody else does with a full suite full of people in there. And Andy Reid, I assume, took part in the interviews by Zoom because he's back in Kansas City.
Sure.
That's why he did his press conference last week because he had the knee procedure. Right. But so we were talking about how a couple of the teams don't come out here, and so it's like, well, and they do have all the analytics companies are here. It is a good thing, I think, for teams. Like if I owned the Chiefs, I'd be like, I want my guys there. Like is there an element of a slumber party for the fellas?
Sure.
Like Danny always talks about, like, there's no reason to be at the office all day. These guys just like drinking beer and eating nachos and watch tape. Right? He always talks about how, the hours that coaches put in, they do because they just don't want to go home to their family. Right? I think there's some truth in that. I wouldn't go as far as Danny goes with it, but I think he's right. I think there's an element of truth in it. And I think there is an element of, like, the camaraderie aspect of guys getting together and job networking and stuff like that that's here at the Combine as well. Yes, I definitely think that goes on. But I think there is an element of being here and hearing what the scuttlebutt is. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you're the Rams and you're not here and you don't hear that, like, hey, so-and-so's this, and the agents are all here, and so a chance to talk with them and basically get a jump on any of your negotiations you're going to have, I think that's,
Yeah.
Worthwhile investment of time.
It's relationships too, with these guys, the GMs and everybody. They get to know each other, and then some of the other guys, the assistant GM or whatever, they could be looking for their, for a head GM job somewhere. So I think everybody's there, glad-handed, and they're doing business too. But like you said, it's like a slumber party. It's all the guys hanging out. That's all it is. So, yep. And plus, coaches a lot of times, if you talk about all the office hours they have, a lot of times the assistants don't want to leave before the head coach goes, and they're just sitting there, pushing paper around their desk, waiting for the head coach to go home so they can go home.
Yeah. But I do think there's value in being here.
I do too. Yeah.
For them, I know for us, just the getting to talk to different people and everything, and you get good information and you get it timely, right when it happens. Like I thought today, Brett Beach, we got to press him on the dialogue. There's dialogue with Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
I mean, does that mean? To me, that means negotiations.
Yes. They're asking him what he wants, and they're telling him what they're going to give him. And then he's got to make a decision what he wants to do. It'll be interesting to see if the Chiefs don't sign him, that he wants too much. I wonder if he'll continue to play and go somewhere else for a year, or leave like Tony Gonzalez did. Now he went for more than a year, but go for a play, go somewhere else other than the Chiefs. I mean, Tom Brady did. A lot of players do. I just wonder if it's going to be that important to him to go somewhere else if the Chiefs decide you're just too expensive for us.
Yeah. Listen, I think we might find out.
Yeah, we should find out soon.
Because, I mean, we talked about it in the first hour that I don't think you can be holding $10 or $12 million for Travis Kelce waiting while other opportunities go by, because I think you're going to have very few opportunities to make a move in free agency. And so when one comes up that fits your budget, you need to be able to jump on it and get it done.
Yeah, I totally agree, and you have to have the money to do it. So that's really the important part. And the other big word he said was rebuild. I think that was the one that really caught me by surprise. The Kelce thing is going to be settled here probably fairly quickly. I think he did it, what was it, Thursday of this week last year during the NFL Combine that they knew he was coming back. So
March 11th, I think I mentioned when his free agency starts. It starts on March 11th.
Okay.
Like by that, but I'm going to tell you that
before then.
The scuttlebutt on what guys want and the numbers and everything are going to start coming together sooner rather than later is important. But March 11th is drop dead. You have to know by then.
And the other thing is, if they're really talking about rebuilding or retooling a little bit, or starting to advance the offensive statistics and analytics a little bit further, is Travis Kelce part of that plan to rebuild and make the offense like that? Because if he's still playing with Patrick Mahomes, he's going to be the main target as usual. You know what I mean? And it's a guy that's coming to the end of his career. And I just wonder how much that has to play into it as well.
Yeah. No, I think knowing what you're going to do with him and then figuring out where you are with Trent McDuffie. Like if Trent McDuffie's ask is for, to completely reset the cornerback market, then a for sale sign's got to go out on him.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's what the Chiefs – I think the Chiefs have made it pretty clear they want Trent McDuffie, but at some point you can't keep re-signing all your number one guys.
Right.
You can't have the highest paid guy at every position.
Right. That's New England's – it's the way New England always did things, except for quarterback. And, I'm sorry, Brady and Mahomes weren't the highest paid quarterbacks because they kept renegotiating their contracts and retooling their contracts in order to make it more salary cap friendly. So that's the important thing. That's a great guy to have at that position,
Yeah.
So
no, I think they've got kind of their agenda set. It's
I do too.
What is Kelce? 2, where are we with Trent McDuffie? And then 3, we need the market to open up and find out what the numbers are going to be.
Yeah.
With guys like Brian Cook, Leo Chenal, and Jalen Watson.
And as we look, okay, go ahead.
I was just going to say who I think are probably, would they take Isaiah Pacheco back on a league minimum deal? I mean, maybe. I think they'd like to find better, but maybe. There's some other guys that could be in the mix, but I don't see a, serious concentrated effort.
Right.
I think the three defensive guys are the priorities next.
Yeah, right. And although he did talk about the running game, and he wants this team to be more dynamic.
Well,
in the
I
running
think
game.
I think they're either going to draft or sign or both a running back. But I just don't know. I don't think it's going to be Isaiah Pacheco.
No, I don't either. I think they're trying to move from that and get somebody else more explosive in there.
Yeah, I think that would be.
That would behoove them. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I won't mind if he's back, but I don't know that you can give him more than a minimum deal, and I think he might be able to get a little more than that somewhere else.
Oh, yeah. I think so, too.
But, I mean, I also think the important part is going to be for them to change their offensive mindset and to run the ball better and to be more physical and to get away from the RPOs. I mean, I think we're here at the Combine, so we're talking draft and free agency. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, I think the coaching staff better have some new plans on coming off the ball and knocking somebody back.
I totally agree, and that becomes part of the rebuild, sort of. And no, not rebuild, but the idea that you're readjusting what you do on offense to try to bring it up to speed of what everybody else is doing in the league.
And when he was asked what the weakest part of the offense was, I can't remember the exact question. He did talk about. I mean, he went right to the run game.
Yeah.
So that was good. If you're a Chiefs fan, you're like, okay, good. You've identified the problem. Now let's fix it.
Right. Yeah, especially if you're a defense coordinator, you're playing the Chiefs. You go, don't worry about the run, don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. We'll go get we'll go get number 15.
Yeah. So I mean, it it's an important offseason. They've already had a lot of change, right? They've changed a number of the coaches, so they can't be any idea that they're not taking the 6-win season seriously. They are. The question is, are they doing it right? And now I think, 6 picks is not enough.
No.
So they got to find a way to get more.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you the other thing that to me I'd like to get to is, you got to start getting to the guys that have value that you're not going to sign. You got to start realizing a year before. Like if they move Trent McDuffie now, they could have got more for him last year.
Yeah.
Like you need to be a year ahead.
Yeah.
Of when you know that you are or aren't going to be able to get a guy signed.
And then
that's
just
going to be important.
Know that there might be situations where you wish you hadn't, but more often than not, if you do it consistently and you identify the right people, in the end, you're going to be ahead of the game.
Yeah, way ahead.
Yeah. Frank, let's take a break. We'll get some Frank opinions next. The Godfather, good. Frank Bowl, is with us here in the program. Our coverage here at the NFL Combine is brought to you by Ready Services, Discover Vision Center, and my guys at Roberts Robinson Chevrolet GMC. If you want the most value for your trade-in, visit robertsrobinson.com and see for yourself why they just make it easy.
The program with Soren Petro.
Who wouldn't be hot to trot for a hooker in the first round?
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
All right, listen up. All Weather Decks is Kansas City's best when it comes to building outdoor living spaces. And the beautiful weather is going to be here very soon. And they're only 6 or 7 weeks away from starting your project. So you've been dreaming about that dream screened-in porch, that patio, that deck. You got right now a patio that's crumbling. You got a deck that's rotted. Let All Weather Decks go to work for you, like they did for me. They did an unbelievable job with our outdoor living space. Listen, you increase the usable square footage of your home. You increase the value of your home. Even if this is just your right now home and it's not the forever home, it makes it fly off the market. Everybody wants a great outdoor living space. You'll want it as well. It's a great place to entertain with family and friends. And we use ours probably 10 months out of the year. We had those beautiful days last week where we were outside even in February. There was beautiful days in December. It's just a great way to enjoy time with family and friends. Let All Weather Decks build it for you. They're a 24-time winner of the Angie Super Service Award. Probably help some of your neighbors. If you go to allweatherdecks.net, you can check out their map link where they've done jobs all over the metro. You can even schedule an estimate online. Give them a call or go to allweatherdecks.net. Their phone number is 913-206-1974. Let Cass and his team go to work and give you your dream outdoor living space just like they did for me and my family. Go online right now to allweatherdecks.net. That's allweatherdecks.net and relax.
Sports Radio 810 WHB's live coverage from the NFL Combine is brought to you by Ready Services. When you're ready, they're ready. Go to ReadyServices.com for all your plumbing, draining, cooling, and heating needs. By Discover Vision Center. If your vision is giving you trouble and you're not a fit for LASIK, Discover Vision Centers can help. Find out more at discovervision.com/810sports and by Roberts Robinson Chevrolet GMC. If you want the most value for your trade-in, visit robertsrobinson.com and see for yourself why they just make it easy.
Men, we all know how important sex is in a relationship, both for you and your partner. But erectile dysfunction ruins sex, which can often have serious impacts on your relationship as well. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if ED is a problem in your life, you understand the impacts it has on you and the one you love. But I'm here to tell you that ED is a treatable condition, and almost without exception, you can have really good sex again. At Heartland Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men with protocols that
good dialogue there. And we've had a lot of dialogue, keep that dialogue open, and we'll continue that dialogue, but just continue to have positive dialogue and always have, layers of dialogue.
All right, the Lafetta Delicatessen end of the hour answer. By the way, the song you're listening to is also called Dialogue. It's from Chicago.
Nice.
Fantastic. Love the dialogue. Houston's 56 points last night were the fewest by a top 5 team against Kansas since who?
Slightest idea. Maybe like an Oklahoma or somebody?
Wait, ask it again.
Houston's 56 points last night was the fewest by a top 5 team against Kansas since whom?
I'll try somebody who locked down a lot of defense. Yeah, it could have been Kelvin Sampson's OU team.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
No, it actually was 1982.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
When Missouri scored only 42 points against Kansas.
Wow.
On February 9th. On January 20th of 82, they scored 41 points against Kansas. Here's the fun part. They won Missouri won both games.
Oh, my God. That's an incredible stat.
Missouri won 42-41 and 41-35.
Holy gosh.
That was a Missouri team that at one point was number 1 in the nation.
Wow.
And then they got beaten in the second round of the NCAA tournament by Houston, a team that was kind of just about to blow up.
Yeah.
The sophomore season of Akeem Olajuwon, but the last time Kansas allowed fewer than 56 points to a top 5 team was 41 and 42, and they lost both games to Mizzou. Crazy.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's a good.
Those are like 1932 or 1942 scores, not 1982.
Wow.
Just gave away some Lafetta Italian delicatessen. We could use some Lafetta here. I'm going to tell you the lunch here sucked. It was not good. Cookie, a little like the tiniest little, like what you would use to like, I'm not going to say it was quite as small as like a ketchup, the paper ketchup things, but it was like what you'd get salad dressing in, little plastic container, potato salad. Yeah. A salad that was like 7 bites. We could definitely use the Boss, my favorite at Lafetta. Go check out their rockin' lineup of gourmet subs, or build your own. Go online to lafettadeli.com. Every sandwich comes on bread made fresh that morning, combined with the freshest meats, cheeses, ingredients, and sauces, all made to order. Voted the #2 new restaurant in Kansas City by the Kansas City Star. Check out their charcuterie trays. They're incredible. There's one for every budget. Remember, LaFetta caters as well. Go online to lafettadeli.com or see them in person at 143rd and Metcalf. Let's get to some frank opinions. Curtis, where do we begin?
All right, Kansas is currently the number 2 seed in the Big 12. What seed do they end up with? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5?
What are they?
They might lose to.
Here, Frank, I'll give you, by the way, what the standings are.
They're currently the 2
help you
because
out.
they're half a game ahead of somebody.
Okay.
Yeah, they are. So right now they're tied. It's Arizona 12-2, Houston and Kansas 11-4. So a tie, we're going to call the highest spot of the tie.
Yep.
And then Iowa State and Texas Tech, Frank, are 10-4. So in the loss column, they're really tied with 4 schools.
Okay, I'll say 3.
I will go. Yeah, I'll say 3 as well.
Number?
Okay, so we're right.
Mm-hmm.
And what were our options?
4 options.
1, 2, 3,
3.
And then the 4th option is 4 or 5.
4 or 5. Okay. 3 got 45%.
44.
56.2.
That's right. I have to say the percentage. That's right.
34% said 2%, or 2 seed. All right, Kansas at Arizona. Who you got?
I got Arizona.
Arizona.
Number?
I'll say 65.
66.
77.8.
They're just kind of up and down. That Cincinnati game, it wasn't completely erased.
Yeah. All right. How much criticism is Darren Peterson getting? Too much, just enough, not enough?
I think they'll say too much. After
And he didn't specify locally or nationally, just
right
in
just
general.
overall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What did you say, Frank?
I said too much.
I'm going to say just right.
49.6% said just enough. 27%.
So is that did I get it right then?
Yeah.
Yep. 27% said not enough. 23% said too much.
Okay.
I'm getting hammered here, and you're not even here. Go ahead.
Beaten by proxy.
Quit the laugh.
What seed will Kansas get in the NCAA tournament? 2, 3, or 4?
3.
3.
Number?
Everybody's settled into 3. 2, 3, or 4, you said?
Mm-hmm. I don't think they can get a 1 or a 5.
I'm going to go with 63%.
65.
64.7.
Well, who wins that?
Wait, you do.
Yeah.
Even though you almost blew it with a bad number.
Yeah.
Okay.
He said
But you
63,
do.
should
You're
just say
closer.
64.
64.7.
yeah,
You're right there.
Okay. You're fine. All right.
All right.
That was close. He actually, you know what? He's feeling pretty good there in Indy, isn't he?
bad,
He's in a
not
pretty good
bad.
mood, isn't he?
Not bad. It's cold there, but he's hot. Tennessee at Missouri tonight. Who you got?
I'll say Mizzou. I'm going to take Mizzou.
Oh, man. I will go with, where are you Tiger fans' heads at? Tennessee.
63-37 Vols.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Because you got to factor in KU and K-State ain't picking Mizzou.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Yeah, and I
Then
thought
Mizzou
about.
Mizzou on Mizzou crime is a very real thing.
I've in fact, if you put Mizzou versus Raytown High School, 62-38 Raytown. I've thought about putting and I've done this for some things, Kansas fans only or Missouri fans only.
Oh,
Realize
yeah,
that
that doesn't work.
I have no way to stop that.
No, there's no way.
So,
Oh, thanks for explaining that. I thought maybe you could.
I was like, sometimes I actually want, hey, what do you think of this? And sometimes I think fans will obey something like that. What do you think of this particular coach, this particular player? But who's going to win? There's no way to. So I don't even bother with it. Does Missouri make the NCAA tournament? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Number?
My turn, right?
Yep.
I'll say I'll say 65.
That's a good number. 64.
59.2. And the newest Lunardi bracketology, they are an 11 playing a first round game, or I guess first four game against Santa Clara on the bracket matrix. Blair Kirchhoff's jam. They are the third 11 seed, which means they would also be in a playing game there. All right, this was inspired by Dennis. Does Trent McDuffie get an extension, yes or no?
They want him to, so they will say yes.
Yeah. Yes.
The answer is no.
Oh, boy.
Number?
60.
61.
71.9.
Wow.
Holy smokes. This comes from Jerry Harper. Do the Chiefs sign Travis Etienne? Yes or no?
Oh, Etienne versus the field.
They'd like to. I'm gonna. Okay. I'm gonna say.
Go ahead, Frank.
I'm gonna say no. I think they'd like to, but I don't.
Yeah, I'm going to say no. They want Breece Hall or something like that. I think there's just too many other possibilities for them to land on yes. So I'm going to say no also.
Number?
Frank?
No, it's you. Pretty sure.
No, it's
right?
you.
Oh, is it me?
I just did it.
Oh, okay.
I said
say,
60 and
okay.
you.
Okay. I'll say no. There's only two. I'll say 65.
66.
52.7.
Yes.
God bless. Why are they so in love with Travis Etienne?
They like the name.
They do. Does Travis Kelce play for the Chiefs in 2026? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Number?
69.
70.
90.9.
Oh my God. Frank is on
90.9.
fire.
Where we play the Chiefs. Does Trent McDuffie play for the Chiefs in 2026? Yes or no?
I'm gonna
In
say
2026?
No. Yeah, I say no.
I'll say yes.
64-36. No.
No. He's under contract, so they've all got him traded. Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I'll take that
People
trade.
probably didn't notice
Unless they
that.
get a first rounder for him.
All right, this one comes from our friend Nicholas. In honor of Lent, what's your favorite fish? Salmon, tilapia, catfish, or other?
Salmon. Honor of Lent. Wow, Curtis.
I think most people are like me, like the blander one, so I'm going to say tilapia.
29%. Actually, other was the actual answer. What number?
Okay.
That's boring. What said other?
Well, hang on. So neither of us did
No,
that.
neither one of you got the answer.
So we got it.
But usually,
So there were
if-
four choices?
Yeah. Salmon, tilapia, catfish, or other. I should have said other. My bad. I screwed that up.
Oh.
Or no, I did
All
say
right,
other.
so you
I
did
did
say
say
other.
other, didn't
You
I?
said other.
I said
Yeah,
other.
yeah.
You said other.
Okay. Yeah. Other was
But you said a number, too.
That's right. Other was the winner, but I'm percentage of the other is not impressive to me. So I'm going to say, since the answer was salmon, what was the number on salmon?
Oh, well, then I.
That's more
I
entertaining to
won.
me than no.
Wait,
Because
I
other,
said salmon,
other was
he
the
said
answer, so neither
tilapia.
one of you won. So usually, if there's four and you guys guess something else, and
Oh,
I say,
okay.
okay, it was something else.
I'm very
You guess
confused.
the number on what actually won.
I'm
But I'm not
answering this
interested
under
in.
protest, Cal. Okay.
in
I'm very
what person
confused.
said other.
They're confusing the old person
So.
again. Here they go. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
and you said 29%, so I don't know, is that like
yeah.
you're going to give?
He did.
So I'm like, I don't even know. Yeah, just punt this.
Yeah,
that's no point awarded.
See what happens
no
when you
point
try to
awarded.
go with a Lent?
I did
You
not.
see what happens,
yeah, I
Curtis?
guess.
You
I
see?
did not execute that well.
You tried to get all fancy, didn't you?
I did.
He tried
I
to
did.
get all religious on us.
I
real
tried to.
quick
Go, I
there.
tried an audible, and it did not work. There's a sign, probably a sign there. Did you watch the Olympic gold medal hockey game live Sunday morning? Yes or no?
I'm going to say they're going to say yes.
I'm going to say yes.
Number?
Carry the day.
My turn.
Did Frank
is
say
yours.
yes?
I can't remember. Yeah, I said yes too. I
Okay, it's your turn, Frank.
Is it my turn? Okay, I'm going to say. Let's say 65.
66.
74.2.
Nice. Glad they did that. That's awesome. So
Thank you.
Best Girl Scout cookies: Thin Mints, Caramel Delights, Peanut Butter Patties, or Adventurefuls?
Thin Mints.
Yeah, I think Thin Mints are going to get that.
The answer is actually Peanut Butter Patties.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Ooh, peanut butter patties. Okay.
You're up.
And we had 4 choices.
Mm-hmm.
There's some other ones that 45.
I'll say 44.
42.
Yes.
Oh, God.
35% said Thin Mints, 21% said Caramel Delights.
You
only
say
2.
anything but Thin Mints.
Well, they did.
I know they did.
But
I know.
I'm looking at the list, and
Put
they
them
said
in the
that these
freezer.
are the
Oh
most
my gosh.
famous. And finally, what are you watching at 8 o'clock tonight? Missouri, Tennessee, State of the Union, other, or nothing?
I'll say
Other.
Yeah, I was gonna say other. Absolutely other.
Number? I didn't screw this one up.
My turn.
That's on you, Frank.
And there's 4. I'll say 70.
Oh, it can't be that high. 69.
44.4.
Oh, there we go. You
Yes.
win. You win by 1.
Yes.
You had
in
a
the
big
face.
lead.
7-6.
Big lead.
In
What's
your
that?
face.
What's it make it, Kyle?
All right, we're all tied up on the year, 3-3 with 2 ties in the aggregate. Soren 50, Frank 50.
Woo!
Wow.
Tight race.
We're tied in the aggregate?
Yeah. 3-3-2. Oh, and 50-50.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. I
Yeah.
thought I was still leading in the aggregate last time.
No.
I tracked this crap. Hold on. I think I'm getting pencil whipped here.
Good.
No,
It was 44. No, you're right.
Frank was
you're
up
right.
1
Yeah.
heading into this week.
Yep, you're
Yeah.
right. Okay, wow. That's as tied as it gets, Frank.
I know.
All tied up.
Can't get any more
All
tied
up.
than that. Yeah.
Big one next week. All right, we'll find out how stupid I am on current events. What in the world, Soren's coming up next.
The program with Soren Petro.
I have a giant man crush on Vinny Pasquantino.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
All right, listen up. We're smack dab in the middle of basketball season. Just had a great game with Kansas last night. The Missouri Tigers taking on the Tennessee Volunteers tonight. Fast breaks, buzzer beaters, block parties, they're all part of the equation, and you can get in on all the action right now with Underdog. Download the app. Use the promo code SOREN, S-O-R-E-N, to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code SOREN. Right now you can make entries, win money in Missouri. And if you get your entries right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. Now, it's super easy to play. Just pick your player and then pick your favorite stat. Go higher or lower. So right now, like Mark Mitchell, dishing the rock a lot, been more of a facilitator maybe than a scorer. So maybe you want to go lower than the 17.5 points on Mark Mitchell. Maybe it's the NBA you love. Jalen Brunson, the Knicks, taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's a big game tonight. Jalen Brunson, 25.5. I like him to have a big number. I'm going higher than Jalen Brunson's 25.5 points. Points, rebounds, steals, assists. All the numbers are there, but you got to have the app. Download the Underdog app today. Use promo code SOREN, S-O-R-E-N, to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Again, promo code SOREN. My first name is what is going to get you the $75 in bonus entries. It's all at Underdog. Make plays, win money.
Must be 18 plus and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play. Get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-MY-RESET or visit www.ncpggambling.org.
Sports Radio 810 WHB's live coverage from the NFL Combine is brought to you by Ready Services. When you're ready, they're ready. Go to ReadyServices.com for all your plumbing, draining, cooling, and heating needs. By Discover Vision Center. If your vision is giving you trouble and you're not a fit for LASIK, Discover Vision Centers can help. Find out more at discovervision.com/810sports. And by Roberts Robinson Chevrolet GMC. If you want the most value for your trade-in, visit robertsrobinson.com and see for yourself why they just make it easy.
Carne Diem's lunch menu is new and improved for 2026. Homemade deli ham, roast bison, pastrami, corned beef, bacon, burgers, and soups. Order takeout Thursday through Sunday, 11 to 3 on our website. Carne Diem and Briarcliff. Seize the meat.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs,
All right, what in the world, Frank? What do you got for me?
All right, it's all about Indy. Indy's nickname is what?
Indy?
Well, that's one, but that's not the one I'm looking for.
No idea.
It's called,
fastest state in America.
no, it's called Naptown.
Oh, okay.
Indy's
Naptown.
street grid is laid out exactly like what Eastern city? Their street grid.
Boston.
Washington, D.C., with the radiating
Oh,
diagonal avenues.
Yeah.
Wonder Bread was founded in Indy. Why is Wonder Bread so famous? What is it known for?
Being able to be compacted into a tight ball when you're a kid.
No, it's
And
the
thrown at
first
someone?
sliced bread in the United States in the package.
Okay.
And what famous singer and performer performed his last concert in Indianapolis just 3 months before he died?
Prince?
Nope, Elvis.
Oh, really?
Elvis's last stop was Indianapolis.
All right, who's the only member of the 500 Home Run Club to never have a 35-homer season? Brought to you by La Feta Delicatessen.
He's just what you'd expect for a man who covers sports. 6'4", 250 pounds. Wiry? But he does know Kansas City sports as well as anyone. He's Kansas City Star columnist Sam McDowell on the program.
When that music goes and they play your intro, then we're going. That's what that means. I know in the print world, it's a little different, but you do a lot of of mixed media.
Were we on?
We're on. Let's make the magic.
This is incredible, right? I don't know if I've done the show with you on the road before.
Did we do it in Vegas? Does he need a little more volume? Kyle, let me know.
I think I put him on a headset somewhere, and you weren't there.
I thought at the Vegas Super Bowl.
Yeah, that might be right.
I think you were.
Yeah, you came to that. You came to that.
Yeah, I went to the Super Bowl, Todd.
Yeah, but I mean, you might have been 700 miles away covering the team.
I was told
while we're in the bowels of a.
I was told Todd was not going to be here.
I won't be here long.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go scurry away and see
do
if
something.
Sean Payton says something.
Yeah, it's going to be monumental. I have no. He actually might. He's the kind of guy that might
already
pop off.
talking over there.
Yeah, I know. I had to make sure you got your headset on. You didn't want to use this headset. You wanted your own. I'm like, come on.
Did he really plug in a different headset?
He doesn't work here. He comes. He's stolen our adapters at the studio. I know he has.
I bought those myself, Todd.
Did you?
Yeah. Okay. So there you have it.
All right. Go to work, boys.
All right. Thank you,
Is
Todd.
this on? Are we on, Kyle?
We are on. We are on. Live from the Combine in Indianapolis. Sam McDowell is here, of course, columnist for your Kansas City Star. Our coverage here from the Combine is brought to you by Ready Services, Discover Vision Center, and Roberts Robinson Chevrolet GMC. If you want the most value for your trade-in, visit robertsrobinson.com and see for yourself why they just make it easy. Sam, what was the most important thing that was said by Brett Veach today at his podium session?
Well, I don't think there was major news, but I do think you could sense the crux of a dilemma that the Chiefs will be facing this offseason, which is their most glaring problem last year was running back. They need more explosive rushes than they had a year ago. But it's not where you can devote the most of your resources, because it's not where you want to not where you want to spend the number 9 overall pick.
Right.
Because then you immediately have one of the highest paid running backs in football. It's not really where you want to spend all your free agent dollars when you don't have a lot of free agent dollars. So I think you could sense him almost in real time, even at the podium, sort of say, we need more explosive rushes. However, you can sometimes get a running back in free agency. You can sometimes get these non-premium spots in free agency. The defensive tackles and the defensive ends don't tend to come up this time of year in free agency. They're not really available. So I think, like I said, you saw the crux of a dilemma that's going to be facing them this offseason, which is how do you solve what you viewed as your biggest issue last year?
So where do you think the spot is to go running back for them?
I don't think they're in this great spot with it because they're a year late in addressing this. Last year would have been a much better year. There's not a lot of depth.
The running backs have already significantly increased in price.
Yes, they've already increased in price, but also the talent pool isn't the same as what it was a year ago in the draft. And so I think your time to pounce was early, and now you're going to see the repercussions of pouncing late because they have to do something. I mean, their talent wasn't good enough, but I think they can do some stuff to help the talent, whatever that talent is, as well. And it's going to be multifaceted solution, I think, rather than just saying, "Hey, we got the guy, now we're good." I think it's going to have to take more than that.
Well, then part of it's things we've already seen put in place: DeMarco Murray, Eric Bieniemy, coaching staff changes, presumably an offensive philosophical approach to running the ball more.
Yeah, that's
running it better, running it more downhill. We go back to Eric Eager and you and me and talking about, back when he was still coming on our show, talking about too damn many RPOs. I mean, I think they've won championships, so you can't complain with the results. But, I think this has been in the offing for a while.
Can I give you some RPO stats?
Yes.
So I was looking this up earlier this week over the weekend. On RPO runs, they averaged 3.7 yards per carry when they ran the ball in RPO, which is 28th in the league.
Okay. On RPOs.
On RPOs. Just running the ball on RPOs. They had the most attempts in the NFL running the ball on RPOs. So an offense with that, by all means, is supposed to be a very efficient offense. I mean, I think you and I discussed this even on the podcast at one point, to where, like, what is a failure for this offense, for success for this offense? And we both said you need to be a top 5 offense when you have that quarterback.
Right.
So if you want to be a top 5 offense, but you do the thing the most that you are the 28th most efficient team in the league. Your missed tackle rate on RPO runs, 28th in the league. Your EPA, expected points added on RPO, is dead last in the league. And you do it more than anybody. 29th in explosive
and you
running
have the guy who
percentage.
should make it the most effective because you have the most dangerous quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, when you're doing an RPO, and we saw it with teams this year, they play the pass. And so then I think you say, okay, why is that? And this is something that, you and Jeff Chadia have been saying even more than me, but all three of us have certainly been saying it, which is kind of what position are the offensive linemen in. And I mean, you and I remember one press conference we're asking Trey Smith about that. Remember that during the season?
Yeah.
Where it was like, how do you prepare for both the run and the pass? And you had asked the first question, and Trey Smith said it doesn't affect at all. And I just didn't really buy that, which is why I asked the follow-up question. I said, but doesn't it prevent you from just immediately driving a guy backwards, because you can't be more than a yard downfield? And then there was a little bit of acknowledgement, yeah, you do have to watch out for that, because you can't be turning around looking to see, is this a run or a pass? And so that's why I said I think they definitely need more talent there. I mean, nobody has been beating that drum harder than I have, as far as I don't think Isaiah Pacheco was good enough for him as a lead back. But it can't just be that as the solution. We can't just be talking about what player is going to solve this. You have to, like, the whole thing has to be part of the mix.
And I think that message is received.
Yeah,
don't you? Now they may not come up with the right solution, but I do believe they've received that message and they're going to make changes.
I think so too, because that was what else was interesting that Brett Veach had said at the podium that really resonated with me. Was just, he said, and I've got the quote here, but he talked about the fact that he said we've invested in that interior line with Trey Smith and Creed Humphrey, 2 of the best in the league, and then we thought Kingsley made a big step this year. Those are 3 talented interior players, which that's not just GM speak. Like, you and I would think that they've got to have one of the most talented interior lines in football. And he said, I think being more explosive in the running game and really taking advantage of those interior 3 to impose your will on an opposing team's defense. Nobody would just – I thought the Chiefs had a good line last year. Nobody would describe them in that manner, though. Nobody would say they were an offensive line that imposed their team's will.
Right.
Did they have the opportunity to impose their will on an opposing team? And, when this is the way you're running the football, those stats I mentioned, I think the answer is pretty clearly no.
How much of this is going to come down to a referendum on Andy Reid? Like, is he
the next year? Just his ability to adapt?
This coming season, his ability to play, because there's a lot more power runs. Teams are playing a 6th offensive lineman. Teams are drafting tight ends that are bigger tight ends. Teams are employing a fullback, right? And they've done none of that, right?
Yeah.
Their tight ends all played quarterback in high school. They never employ a 6th offensive lineman unless it's just pure short yardage situation. They don't have a fullback on the roster. I mean, he's got to be willing. I mean, I think he loves throwing the ball. He wants to throw the ball around. Yeah. And he's got to sacrifice some positions on the roster, and he's got to sacrifice some of the plays to just give it to we're going to just fire out and hit somebody.
Yeah.
And I think he's always kind of likes more of the mad scientist stuff each and every down.
It's interesting because I also sat in on Ben Johnson's presser right before Brett Veach was obviously the Chicago Bears head coach, which, side note, as an aside, he raved about Eric Bieniemy, and he said, I had no idea the impact he was going to have, not just on that room, but on the offense as a whole when he's talking about EB. But earlier he was asked about playing 12 personnel. Now, the Bears play a lot of 12 personnel because they have Colston Loveland and Cole Kmet. It's pretty easy to play 12 personnel when you have those guys. But his answer wasn't about his own team. His answer was about what everyone else is doing. And he said the base defense now is nickel defense. And he said most teams on day one install are working on nickel defense with an extra cornerback and one fewer linebacker on the field. I mean, those are lighter players. Those are not defenses that are designed to stop the run. They're defenses designed to stop the pass. And he said, therefore, you have to go to 12 personnel because your personnel is what's most likely going to get them out of it. When we talk about the Chiefs, though, do they have the personnel to play 12 personnel?
No.
You know, because Noah Gray's not known for being a blocking tight end. Neither is Travis Kelce. I think they're both fine. They're not people that I think you're going to run intentionally behind and say that's going to be the hole is off tackle between the tight end. And it's because they haven't sought that in that position. And, you know, Blake Bell could do some of that, but it's really been a while since we've seen Andy Reid prioritize getting a blocking tight end. And the tight end market hasn't exploded the way other positions are. Like, I think, and I don't have the names off the top of my head, but I would think you could find someone out there as your third tight end when you don't pass to your third tight end anyway who could block for you and help get teams out of this personnel that you're seeing so frequently.
Yeah, I think that's another reason why, and one of the other things that was discussed was Travis Kelce. You know, the number's got to be exactly what you want it to be for him to come back, or you move on, right? Like, to me, where
it's a
you
different
need
decision than last year.
Yes. I mean, last year you were coming off a 15-win season and in the Super Bowl, and let's keep
just the player had the decision. Now the team has a decision too.
Yes, and when he says dialogue, which I don't know if you know this, but Brett Veach is a fan of the word dialogue. Kyle, I thought that was a dynamite spot. I gave you a shot to just drop
We've
it.
had a lot of dialogue. Keep that dialogue open, and we'll continue that dialogue. But just continue to have positive dialogue, and always have, you know, layers of dialogue.
There's a delay on the board, Soren.
Yeah, I know. But it was pretty good. It was there pretty quick.
I didn't even notice that in real time, and I sat there for the whole 15 minutes.
There was a lot of dialogue that was going on.
How could you not have noticed that over the years?
I don't know.
Oh, my gosh.
It didn't stand out to me.
That's been a bee in my bonnet for a while. It's like, man, he loves dialogue.
Yeah. So when I hear the term, now, part of this is watered down by the fact that he uses that word a lot. But when I hear dialogue,
apparently,
dialogue is not waiting on a guy to be like, oh, I'm back. I'm not back. Dialogue means that there's negotiations. That's what I think. And that, so to me, I think he'll be back, but he probably wants a number. And they're not on the same page yet. Not to say they can't get there, but they're not on the same page yet. This is totally reading into what he's saying. This is not at all a factual statement, but that's just how it feels to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's not, do you want to return or not? It's what would that look like?
Yeah.
And that's for all parties involved, because you can't pay Travis Kelce $15 million with all these other needs when you go through the roster. And I would encourage everyone to do the exercise we did on the podcast a couple weeks ago, which is go through every position.
Mm-hmm.
Because you'll find needs at almost all the position groups. And when you do that exercise, you really come to the conclusion of what you can afford to pay Travis Kelce and what you can't. And I think that number's around $7 to $8 million. And you might be able to stretch a little bit because of the benefit you see of having that guy part of your roster, part of your team that's won that many times, that would prioritize that. And to be honest, I mean, let's face it, this is a business. Travis Kelce's pretty good for business.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you want to stretch the number slightly, but you can't pay him $12 to $15 million and feel great about it.
I think Travis Kelce is good for business, but he doesn't trump 6 wins. Right? And now you're not – this is a team that's coming off a 6-win season. So going out and asking everybody to buy all your tickets in advance after you did, I think there was a mild bump on ticket pricing, if I'm not mistaken. So you went ahead and bumped a little bit, but you're selling last year was just a fluke. Well, whatever you don't sell on the December games, they're not moving like hotcakes if you come out of the gates slow. So, like, from the business standpoint, I do get it like, hey, Travis Kelce's a popular guy, but coming out 0-2 again is going to be disastrous for ticket sales.
Well, I mean, I was one of those who was talking about everyone was overreacting to the 0-2 start. And what this team experienced a year ago is really going to magnify September in a way that hasn't been magnified. Even though they sucked in September this last year, I still wasn't magnifying September. I was contrasting it to how good they had been in the past because this team was lights out in September as soon as Patrick Mahomes took over. But yeah, I mean, now 0-2 is going to feel a lot different than even it did a year ago. 0-1 is going to feel different than even it did a year ago.
Do you, to come back around, I think it's important to get off to a good start, but to come back around to the running game, and, what are the odds that they're arriving at the party at just the wrong time? Like now everybody's made that adjustment, and here they come. Like we mentioned that the cost of running backs, yes, like Javonte Williams was a year younger last year. He got $3 million. Now after a year with the Cowboys, he just got, 3 for $24? Yeah. $8 million per at 3 years. The numbers that are out there for Walker are being shot up. Like all the running backs.
He could still get tagged.
Yeah, and he could get tagged. All those numbers are part of it. But what just about schematically? Are they arriving at, now we need to do it this way, right when every defense is set for you to play that way? Like, is there any chance that they are just chasing and they're not ahead of the curve? And this sounds great because we saw other teams be effective running, but now all the defenses are going to be set for that. They know everybody's coming at them with a Rams and a Patriots and an Eagles, pound the rock mindset, and they're going to be walking right into the worst approach.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you look at the teams that had a great deal of success throughout the season and into the playoffs, they had a really good defensive line. Like, they were teams that you feared their defensive tackles and their edge rush and their pass rush as a whole, and therefore I think they were teams that were tough for offensive linemen. But to me, I mean, the whole point is it's not about the running game. It's about making your passing game the most successful it can be. And you've got to just have something besides the passing game that does that. And with the Chiefs, I think this is going to be an important part of their game even when the league does go through a different cycle and it cycles back in the inverse. Because you think about their best teams, maybe it wasn't the running game, but it was the proverbial extension of the running game. They used to pass their running backs all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Their running backs were not great in the receiving game either. I mean, Kareem Hunt, as a rookie, they threw screens a lot, and he was really good at screens. You had Darrell Williams, who was very underrated as a receiver. You had Jerick McKinnon, who had, 9 touchdowns one year as a receiver. So in some fashion, you have to have something besides the drop-back pass that's going to keep teams honest. And to me, the easiest answer with the way the Chiefs are built up front is the running game. Even if that's what teams want to play, the Chiefs will take it. That's the goal, is to make teams play that against them.
Do you think they're going to take Love at 9?
I don't think they've ruled it out. I wouldn't pick him over the field at all. And I don't even.
Would
think
you
I'd
take
say he's the
anybody,
leader.
even at 9, even as high up at 9? Would you take anybody over the field?
No. But I was going to say I don't even think I'd classify him. I don't know what the markets I know came out maybe a week ago or so, and I haven't checked what they had the Chiefs, but I don't think I'd put him as the favorite.
Yeah, I think even if I gave you, what if I let the first 8 picks go, and then let you pick? Do you think you would feel comfortable saying it will be this guy over the field?
Yeah, I think there's some guys there who you would say that. I think the Ohio State receiver makes quite a bit of sense. I think either one of the edge rushers makes some sense. Those edge rushers are going to be talking here in the morning, so it'll be interesting to hear from them and what, if any, their conversations have been like with the Chiefs. I think will be interesting to hear, and what they think of that possibility. And so I think those 3 guys, but I don't think any of those 3 guys will fall to number 9. So if you eliminated the rest of the 8 and one of those guys is available, I'd say yes, I'd pick those guys over the field. Other than that, I think there's going to be it's a maybe it always feels like this for every team who every media person for the team that they cover, but it just seems like the Chiefs are falling in a weird spot this year. Last year I thought number 8 was a weird spot because it was the sort of first decision. There was a kind of a consensus on the top 7 guys. This year there's a consensus at 1.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have a Travis Hunter next. You don't say, hey, last year there were 3 blue chip prospects, and who's going to take the running back, even though he plays running back, because he's the 3rd blue chip prospect. This year it's just 1-1 is decided, and who knows beyond that. And here we are at the combine still thinking that way.
Yeah, that is interesting. Is that a sign that the talent's not as good, or is that a sign that it's better and deeper?
So my conversations here just over the last 24 hours or so, I seem to have a pretty good consensus on this, which is the top 10 picks are not going to be as good as the top 10. But there's a lot of people, I think, who believe that the top 60 to 70 are pretty deep. The late first round, early second round, entire second round, really, that people feel pretty good about that. Which, of course, I'll already ask your next question for you, which is, does that mean you should trade back and try and get another one in that sweet spot? And I think that as much as we talk about that, you have to have suitors both ways. You've got to have the interest in it. And they're just logically speaking, it's going to be more interest in the number 9 pick than there is at 30, 31, 32. So I think you could have more phone calls.
And I think it's the first time we've seen Brett Veach operate from this position. So
yeah,
I would tend to think that we don't think there's any chance he trades up, do we?
I would never say that about Brett Veach.
Okay, would we say he should not trade up?
I can't imagine, who would it be for? Maybe if one of those 3 guys I mentioned, and again, they got to do a lot of evaluation on these 3 players. I mean, that's what the purpose of this is. They need to talk to these 3 players. They need to look at the medicals for these 3 players. I mean, with Bain, the question for 2 months has been how long are his arms, and
word is he's not gonna work out here.
Yeah. I think there was was Pelissero maybe reported, someone from the NFL Network had reported that he's not going to run here. And, there are questions about what he would run, too. So, what information are you going to have, and how's that going to sway your decision on him versus, what are your thoughts on Bailey? There's
Texas Tech.
Yeah, there's some thoughts on his size. And you look at – I saw somebody had put out yesterday about the fact that there's not a lot of edge rushers under a certain weight that have led the league in pressures or even been in the top 10 in pressures over the last 5-6 years. Power rushers are the guys that are winning right now. And so I think those 2 guys still have questions, but if those 2 guys and Tate, let's say 2 of the 3 of them are gone, one of them's there at 8 or something, that's why I would never say never.
Yeah, I don't think he will. I definitely don't think he should, particularly when we don't have guys that seem to have set themselves apart.
Yeah.
Right? So that, to me, says exactly what you're hearing, that the talent's off a little bit, so why would you be using picks that you have precious few of?
Agree, yeah.
I think they need more picks just every year. I don't think anybody should want to have 7. And so, but I also think everybody's, just like they're copycatting the Rams run, everyone's got to be taking notice that the Rams just flood the draft in rounds 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, and
so that to me makes it harder to trade back.
And they win
because everybody wants to.
Yeah, that's right. But the Rams win and lose those picks, but you've got enough of them till the winners stand out, and no one complains about the picks.
Yeah,
the picks.
More lottery tickets.
It's the through thread of why this Chiefs offseason is going to unfold the way it will, which is whatever direction it goes, is because the last time they had a ton of picks, well, those guys are all due. Trent McDuffie is entering his 5th-year option, and so you're due for a decision on Trent McDuffie. Jalen Watson is up. Brian Cook is up. Isaiah Pacheco is up. All those.
Leo Chenal is up.
Chenal's up, yeah. So, all those guys are up, and that's the product of having a lot of picks and having successes. But those are 5 guys we just mentioned. They had 5 others in that draft too. We're talking about the 5 that were pretty good because you had so many lottery tickets.
Yeah, and so I do think, and again, he is aggressive, has always been aggressive, but we've never seen him have 9. And so does this give him a chance to even fall? Like somebody said, Frank said earlier, well, I'd move McDuffie if I got a first-round pick. But if I were Brett Veach, I think I'd want more picks. I'd rather have a second and, a second the next year and a 4th. than just the one that my trade value chart, says is more valuable. I think they need more picks.
Yeah, so the difference, this is what I was looking up, the difference in like the 9th and even, let's say Dallas wants to move up. They're at 12. Dallas can be a team that moves in, that just swings a lot of deals. That pick alone is worth a mid-third rounder, the difference between 9 and 12. And, you get the 12th plus like a, 80th overall, and teams always overpay to move up. So, you could get maybe a first and a second from Dallas and give up that pick and like a 5th or something. Like, that's not a bad deal.
I'd even like to see him, like I said, don't give back the 5th.
Well, yeah, you prefer not to.
I'm
saying that's equivalent value, basically. Yeah. Is like a first and a second just to move back 3 spots. You move back 3 spots, but then you gain a second-round pick and give up like a 5th. Like, and that's what I'm talking about. Those are the types of decisions that really the Chiefs haven't even been afforded the opportunity to swing through, because you look at the value of the 31st and 32nd pick, and it just pales in comparison to what we're talking about.
When Scott Pioli was hired, I said to him, listen, Carl Peterson was here for many contracts, because when he was hired, he needed to find a coach. He hired Marty Schottenheimer. He needed to find a quarterback. He didn't do it right away. They kind of messed around with Ron Jaworski and Steve Pallur, and he never really did solve it long term. Okay, and then he needed to get it right with the 4th pick when he took Derek Thomas. He got 2 out of those 3 really important decisions correct. I said, you've hired Todd Haley. We're going to see if he's Marty Schottenheimer. You have the number 3 pick. We're going to see what you do with that, Tyson Jackson. And then you got to get it right on the quarterback. He went Matt Castle. He did not get another contract.
Tyson had what, 9 years in the league?
Did he really hang around that long?
I don't know if he hung around that long.
I got it. I kept being shocked that he kept being down in Atlanta, where Scott Pioli went.
Yeah, he was in the league a while though.
He was
9 years
not
and probably
doing
4
anything.
sacks. Let's see.
Did he have more years or more sacks? I vote years.
Pulling that up now. Career sacks.
Yep.
Of course, Pro Football Reference. They have to. Make
I know.
sure
I'm watching Sam try to beat you to it.
He had 8 years and 9 sacks.
Oh, okay.
It was that's a Mantle Maris like race he had going there.
That's almost impossible to do.
All right, so here we sit. Brett Veach has got his first high pick, right? Quarterback's already in place. Coach is in place. But how much of whether or not Brett Veach continues to run the show rides on him getting it right at number 9?
Well, I think at the very least you can say the Chiefs' ability to prolong their success. Look, it's not just ideally. I think it's logically. We don't expect the Chiefs to pick 9th. Probably again, I would say during the Patrick Mahomes era, I don't expect them to pick in the top 9.
If it's going the right direction.
Yeah. And so, you look at the other teams picking, for example, even in the first round, all of them had, or in the top 10, like all of them had quarterback issues a year ago. The only 2 teams who didn't need a quarterback had quarterback injuries, which was Washington and Cincinnati. The rest of the top 10 is just a quarterback mess. And so that's why I say, this should not be a regular occurrence, and really it should be the outlier when you look at, so because of that, like that to me is why this is such a premium pick. And it's been so rare over the last decade that I think you almost need a reminder that there's a lot of number 9 picks that wind up being bust. Number 9 pick does not grant you the automatic stud, just because it's not the spot you're used to picking.
I'm looking at the John Harbaugh Ravens drafts, and what stands out to me is they were usually picking later, not as late as the Chiefs always. C.J. Mosley at 17. It was kind of a middle of the road. But then they had pick 6, they took Ronnie Stanley, right? They got it right. When they had pick 14, they took Kyle Hamilton. They got it right. Like, to your point about sustaining the success, which the Ravens were able to continue to be a successful team, they got it right when they had the high pick. And I probably should go back and look at, like, what they do in the second. After they had 2 firsts that year in 22, Hamilton and Linderbaum. And then David Ojabo, linebacker. What'd they do after the Ronnie Stanley pick? Stanley, they took, no, didn't get it so right there. But, I do think this is, particularly with how few picks they've been making, with all the trade-ups, and then how few picks they've got right now, 9 and 41 need to be able to step on the field and play.
Yeah. And this is the other thing about the Chiefs that, and I'm not saying they were heavily persuaded by this, but it's in the past you had a little bit more luxury that not to have maybe the immediacy that I think that, it was very clear that Felix Anudike-Uzomah, even if you were high on him as a prospect, was not going to be immediately good, but you felt like your organization was in a pretty good spot to where you were afforded that luxury of trying to take a guy who was just going to be the best over the long term. He was barely 21, I think, when they drafted him. And now, you need guys who can, what you just said, you need immediate contributors on this roster if you want to get this thing going again. And I don't know. I think a big question over this offseason is how much are the Chiefs pushing for this year versus a year from now when they have more financial flexibility.
Yeah, and I think they need to get that right. Sam McDowell is with us. We always get it right when we welcome Sam to the program. We're live at the NFL Combine. Our coverage is brought to you by Ready Services, Discover Vision Center, and our friends at Roberts Robinson Chevrolet GMC. If you want the most value for your trade-in, visit robertsrobinson.com. See for yourself why they just make it easy. We'll get into the Jayhawks' big win last night with Sam McDowell next here in the program.
All right, the LaFetta Delicatessen, end of the hour answer. Who is the only member of the 500 home run club to never have a 35-homer season?
Of the 500 club?
Mm-hmm.
Eddie Murray?
Yep. 33 in 1983 was his career high.
Eddie Murray. Yeah, just steady Eddie.
70 today. 20 15-homer seasons. 16 20-homer seasons.
Maybe one of the great sideburn mustache combos ever by an African-American player in baseball. What a great, I mean, he was ready to step out of the baseball uniform and star as Shaft.
Oh, for sure.
In any upcoming edition that they may want to release.
You a big sideburn guy?
And
he just, not really, but he just
looked cool.
Had that look. Put that mic in front of you like you've been here before, Sam. There you go.
And he was the first batting stance that I ever tried to emulate because it looked so cool from both sides of the plate.
It didn't work.
For me, no. Well, for him, it did.
Yeah, no, but for you, you did not hit like Eddie Murray.
No, well, I wasn't going to hit like Eddie Murray. But
did you play baseball, Sam?
Yeah, that was my main sport growing up.
If we were allowed to position ourselves defensively for Curtis, I would put 3 guys in foul territory on the left field line.
Okay.
The shift on Curtis would be shifted around. We'd put somebody in the stands to try to catch one. He is the dead pullest of dead pulls on freaking slow pitch softball.
Doesn't matter where it's thrown.
I mean, Salvador Perez yanking the ball in the 14 wild card game from way outside. Nothing on Curtis. Nothing. Got nothing on him.
Were there foul outs?
Well, the good thing
some
with
softball leagues have foul outs, right?
They do, but the nice
the
thing
leagues
with,
I played in with him, no.
The nice thing is there's not much foul ground, and if you hit the ball, it's out of play. So, but down the line, just stand along the foul line. I'll hit it to you eventually.
You want to know who really doesn't like him?
Who doesn't like Curtis?
Yeah,
third baseman.
Well, we only have 20 minutes left in this hour, right? To me, this is now all a stepping stone for just getting minutes with Darren Peterson together with the rest of your group. And, of course, him finishing games and finishing 2 straight games is important, but you just need minutes with him. I mean, this team is only get at its best with Darren Peterson. I don't understand at all, Dick Vitale saying they need to just let him go. He is a generational talent. You don't let that go. You do everything
I can understand it.
I don't actually.
Really?
I think it's.
You don't think he could be bad for chemistry? You don't think he could?
I think it's an outside voice that's not really paying attention when that's the thought. Is because I haven't sensed any animosity at all from the teammates, and they know it. They see him in practice. They saw him before any of this was an issue. They know what his ceiling is, and they know to reach wherever they want to go this year, a Final Four or perhaps beyond. They need that guy, and however long that takes, he needs to be part of it. And I thought last night he looked like he had more explosion, even though he didn't play as well. I just thought he looked like he had more lift on his jump shot. I just thought he looked like he had more bounce to him. Like I said, even though the numbers weren't there, I thought so much of what I grade KU on now is grading just Darren Peterson, because I think the rest of the team's in place.
Although they looked like they have answers, right? Because Houston's plan was to take him out. And they did. He was 5 for 14 from the field.
And Flory. They wanted to put all their attention on those 2 guys.
And Trey White made him pay.
Yeah. And Trey White, a player who, before the Oklahoma State game, was not hitting shots. I mean, it had been a minute since he'd hit even a 3-pointer. So I think, beyond the obvious of Darren Peterson, if you'd asked Bill Self a player you want to get going, he probably would have said Trey White, because they were different whenever he was hitting threes.
Yeah, and I think to your point, about why you keep at it with Darren Peterson is that's where Houston was focused. That allowed other guys to have easier shots.
Which that should be part of the evolution, and that's what has been a product of him playing so little. Is that what you just said? Should be KU at its best with Darren Peterson. Is he's a player who helps his teammates, and that hasn't shown up. for KU because he's practiced so little.
Did I see this that his plus minus for the year is like plus 9 points?
Is it? Plus, I will say plus minus for an individual player isn't a super great stat as much as it is for lineups as a 5-man group. But before,
I still think it says something.
I don't. Yeah, I wouldn't say it says nothing. I do think it can be a little bit overused in exactly what it does mean for a player. But the stat that I had seen before, I think it was the Cincinnati game, was he had 1 assist in like his previous 100 minutes of play.
Yeah.
Or something like, or 80-some minutes of play, whatever it was, and that's what I'm talking about. That's not who he is. He is someone who can help his teammates too. But when you don't practice with them, when you're unsure of what you have physically, I think so much of your concentration goes into winning when you do have the ball, and scoring then the times you do have the ball, and maximizing those opportunities in a different way, and
or when you're going to go ahead and take a seat after X number of minutes.
Yeah, or him being covered and helping out his teammates, that should be part of KU's.
He is so skilled with the basketball, and then the ability to just kind of create the little bit of a gap to then rise and fire, that there are times that he does force it. But he's good enough that he can force it and still get a 40% shot.
You still don't think it's a bad shot? Yes.
Yeah.
That's what's been incredible. Is he takes a lot of not great shots. He takes mid-range jumpers a lot. That's sort of the analytical community will tell you that's not a high percentage shot.
Yeah.
And he'll take him, and it's I don't think any time he shoots a KU fan would say no, don't take that shot. I think it's pretty good shot anytime. That's how good he is.
Yeah. There's a tremendous amount of talent, and if they can ever get to the point that everybody feeds off each other, then just think of when, the double team comes, or, they're late and help comes, and now Melvin Council's thundering downhill.
Yeah.
I mean, Melvin Council should be putting 4 or 5 fouls on bigs from Peterson kicks to where he's got the corner easy, and the help defense is having to come and foul him.
Yeah, I mean, Melvin Council has a great floater, and he's one of the best lob passers I've seen. So to me, that actually should be what the product of it is. If they're doing certain rotations to where he get downhill, somebody should be getting a lob.
Yeah.
For Melvin Council, because I'm telling you, he's just great at that. He's got a great feel for that.
He does. We'll take a break. We'll talk about Mizzou and Tennessee. How important is this game for the Tigers tonight? We're talking to Sam McDowell. We're live at the NFL Combine. Our coverage brought to you by Roberts Robinson Chevrolet GMC, Discover Vision Center, and Ready Services.
The program with Soren Petro.
Who knew this was just going to be a fat old man turning into a giddy little child? Oh, yay.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
All right, listen up. The concrete season is in full swing. Asphalt paving is going to be starting up in mid-March, so now is the time to get on the schedule with Gann Asphalt and Concrete. One contractor, all things parking lots. Get your property on the schedule right now with Gann Asphalt and Concrete, whether you need new concrete work, a parking lot paved, repaved, crack filling, seal coating, or full asphalt installation. Their experienced crew handles it all right here in Kansas City. Don't wait for the rush that's coming in April. You know it. You know you need it. You know that parking lot's a mess. You know you've got problems. Go ahead. Call today for a free bid and secure your spot before the calendar fills up. Get the process started. Go to GannAsphalt.com. That's GannAsphalt.com. Like I said, one contractor, all things parking lot. And by the way, Gann is hiring. They're looking for experienced asphalt and concrete paving foremen, operators, laborers. If you're looking for a trusted company who offers top of the market pay, who offers paid time off, and much, much more, how about company insurance as well? Yes, Gann Asphalt and Concrete could be your next place of employment. Go to GannAsphalt.com/careers. That's GannAsphalt.com/careers, and find out more about joining Kansas City's best. Gann Asphalt and Concrete. One contractor, all things parking lot.
Sports Radio 810 WHB's live coverage from the NFL Combine is brought to you by Ready Services. When you're ready, they're ready. Go to ReadyServices.com for all your plumbing, draining, cooling, and heating needs. By Discover Vision Center. If your vision is giving you trouble and you're not a fit for LASIK, Discover Vision Centers can help. Find out more at discovervision.com/810sports. And by Roberts Robinson Chevrolet GMC. If you want the most value for your trade-in, visit robertsrobinson.com and see for yourself why they just make it easy.
Nobody Nobody beats our buds. Greenlight, the #1 dispensary in Missouri, is your best flower shop in town with quality you can smell and deals you'll love. The best cannabis deals always at greenlightdispensary.com.
I'm McCall with Lee Summit Subaru, and it's time to make a big deal out of nothing. Lee Summit Subaru's 0% event. Get up to 0% on select 2025 and 2026 Subaru models for up to 72 months. And we have the largest selection of Subaru certified vehicles in Kansas City, starting as low as 1.9% for 72 months. 0% event and a lifetime warranty. Fall in love with driving again at Lee Summit Subaru. The Subaru A Lot to Love event.
Based on January 2025 through June 2025 Kansas City inventory listings.
What's got everyone talking?
That would be Talk of the Town Neighborhood Bar and Grill on 135th and Null and 119th and Colville.
You're in the program here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. We're live at the NFL Combine. Coverage brought to you by Discover Vision Center, Ready Services, and Roberts Robinson Chevrolet GMC, where we got our Chevy Tahoe. We drove here. Great vehicle, great drive over. And, of course, they just make it easy. Get the most for your trade-in. Visit robertsrobinson.com for more details. Sam, how important is getting a win for Mizzou? 4 games to go. Tennessee, ranked team. Ken Palm has them favored to lose all 4 games that are left by varying degrees. I think at Mississippi State they're 49% to win, so that's probably their best chance. But how much does the resume need to get at least this one or Arkansas out of the 2 good ones? I mean, I don't know if they go 2-2. I think they're probably going to get in. If they go 1-3, they need help in the SEC tournament.
I agree with both of those. Like right now, I think Missouri's in, but they absolutely can still play themselves out. And so the importance of this game is to give yourself some breathing room for those last 3. Like you lose tonight, and like you said, I mean, none of the last 3 games you feel really good about because your 2 easiest opponents are on the road, and then you got to come back and play to a team that really handled that most of that game against you.
Bill Self said last night that there's still a big gap between what they are and what they could be. How's the gap on Missouri?
I think they're about what they are.
I do too. I don't see what they're going to suddenly do.
Early in the season, I think we should have given it more credit for how big that gap was because of who they were missing, who they were playing without. I mean, Stone's been a very valuable player for him. And he sat out or missed a lot of games early in the season, and so I think we overestimated what they were playing without, or underestimated what they were playing without. But yeah, I guess there certainly could be individual improvement, but I don't know that I look at Missouri and say, here's how they can get a lot better.
Yeah, I don't. What are they working on right now?
Well, I think.
Stopping somebody?
Well, I was going to say,
they shot 55%, Curtis, and still lost by almost double digits.
I think their point.
Yes, they did.
Is he in Iraq? We're just getting this tape delay.
No, I think he probably.
I was here.
Kyle
and
probably didn't
Kyle
turn
was
his
working
mic
on something. So, Yeah, they gave up 52% from the field, 44% from three.
I mean, they haven't covered the three well all year.
No.
And why?
Their opponents rank 16th in the country in the percentage of points they're getting from three.
Why? What are they missing? What are they doing wrong?
Well, I think anytime that happens, you look at guard play defense. And
yeah.
I think that also factors into why they give up a lot of stuff in the lane. And so, I mean, look, but you said, like, what can you still figure out? I think the point guard play is certainly a question. I mean, Anthony Robinson was playing great at one point during the season. You kind of lost him for a little bit. And the solution, quote-unquote solution, was just not playing as much. Well, that guy's got something. So figure out what situations you were putting him in that was causing the success that he was having over the middle stretch of the season. Because when they went through that stretch of, beating Kentucky, beating Florida, he was perhaps their best player. And then all of a sudden out of the rotation or out of, the regular – definitely out of the starting lineup, and then he wasn't playing as frequently. I don't think that's the great solution for Anthony. So I think that's probably their best path to getting better.
Well, and that's where they started to kind of gain some momentum as they quit playing 10 guys, though.
Yeah, and look, I mean, Barrett's earned it. He played well for a stretch too, but like I said, Anthony Robinson is one of your better players, and I think he's had a couple moments since, but it's not like the way he was playing early in the conference season to where I think you could certainly get more out of him than what you've gotten out of him recently.
So who wins tonight?
I kind of think Tennessee. I think it'll be close though. I think it'll be a good game to watch. I mean, Tennessee can score too. I think it'll be a fun game to watch.
Yeah, I think I kind of like Tennessee in it just because I haven't seen. I mean, yes, there's that Florida, Kentucky. And that's it. Otherwise, they kind of lose to who they're supposed to lose to and beat who they're supposed to beat.
Yeah, other than they did win that Vandy game, even though it felt like a loss.
That is true. That is true. I should add that one as well. Sam, great stuff, buddy. We'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, what teams are the most league batting champions in their history? Brought to you by La Feta Delicatessen.
Fourth quarter of the program begins right now. Finishing strong. Even Sam throwing the 4 fingers in the air. Lebo got the.
I don't know if he threw that.
You don't know which mic.
I don't
you're
know
on?
if he threw it up. He just kind of.
He participated. He participated
with some prodding.
The way he fires out enthusiastically.
Yeah.
All
you know.
right, 4. And then he gave you that kind of mischievous laugh that he has.
Yeah. Still to come here in the program, Gary Parrish will be with us, our college basketball insider. We're live at the NFL Combine. Our coverage brought to you by Ready Services, Discover Vision Center, and Roberts Robinson Chevrolet GMC. Let's hear a little Brett Veach from today, some of the highlights of his conversation at the podium. Let's start with Sam McDowell's question. He asked Brett Veach where they are with Kelsey, how they plan for whether or not he plays.
Yeah, I think we've kind of taken a different approach with Travis in the sense that I think, we've kind of prepared for either scenario. And Coach had mentioned on Friday, he's had great dialogue with Travis on our end, myself, Crochet, Travis's crew. We've had some good dialogue there. And I'm sure we're going to see him here just like we will all the other players' agents, and we'll continue that dialogue. But Travis is the best. He's an icon, and hopefully he comes back, and we'll just kind of let that process play out.
Brett, when you say dialogue about Kelsey's contract, are you talking contract, or are you talking just about whether or not he's going to play again?
Well, I think it's a combination of all those. I mean, it's not your typical, hey, 27-year-old first time at free agency. I mean, Travis has done everything. He's accomplished everything. He's about to get married. He's got a lot going on. And so I don't think there's an element of us not trying to, you need some sort of deadline timeline, but at the same time, I mean, it's Travis Kelce, so we're going to just continue to have positive dialogue and see where this thing ends. But I think we're trying to position ourselves that either way, we have a plan moving forward.
How does that resonate?
Well, I mean, listen, if you sit there and say, that was the perfect follow-up, because what are you talking about? I mean, first off, you have to say, yes, I want to play again. And then you figure it out. It can't be a combination of all those things. I mean, he clearly wants to play again, but there's a number for it.
Right.
What's the number?
I think it has made it clear that he wants to play. Yeah. If you said $25 million, he'd be playing. Right? So it comes down to what that number's going to be.
$3 million? Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm getting married.
In some order, the top things, Travis Kelce, Trent McDuffie. What's the future going to be? It's time for a contract extension if he's going to be a long-time player on your team. Veach was asked where they are with McDuffie.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of dialogue with Trent last spring, last summer, and he's first out of the gate, I think, tomorrow. So looking forward to get with him, and obviously Trent's a great player, and see what we can do there. But certainly love to have Trent back and for the long term.
Okay, top of the list.
Gonna meet with tomorrow. Yeah.
Got to get the ball rolling.
Let's go. Let's see what happens. I think they would like to sign him, but once again, is that the smartest thing to do? To tie up money with the guy? He didn't have his greatest year this year either, I don't think.
Brett Veach, well, I think he had to play outside more than ever, and I think he got exposed a couple of times. And so that begs the question then, does that bring the asking price down? I'll bet no.
No.
Right? And they've already discussed something last training
Spring
camp.
and summer, yeah.
So they've, the question is, they weren't in agreement then.
Yeah, they must have been pretty far apart.
So the only way off the season Trent McDuffie had that they would be on the same page now would be if Trent McDuffie's group
was a little less
backs off on their number.
Maybe so, yeah, a little less.
And even that might be irrelevant because the Chiefs may be like, well, you should have taken what we offered then because we're not even offering that now.
Well, they don't have a lot of money to offer right now.
Right. And so I do think that, it's the game is afoot, right? It begins tomorrow with that conversation. And Trey Smith has the same agency, and it took a franchise tag. They talked to Creed Humphrey and Trey Smith at the same time. Creed Humphrey got a deal done. Trey Smith didn't. They ended up having to put the franchise tag on him. They ended up going right down to the end. I don't see why I think you hire that agency for them to do business the way they do business.
Yeah.
So I don't think Trent McDuffie is going to be any different than Trey Smith. The question is, can the Chiefs play that all the way out?
Right.
Franchise tag. I think their ask is going to be for top cornerback money.
There's a lot of ways this could go.
Yes.
Yeah, and we'll see. And then you guys talked with Sam about that. what the value of the trade and the draft picks and all that stuff. It's as complicated a thing as they've had in a long time because they've never had this aspect of the draft to mess around with because they could all be together.
Yeah.
If you're trading Trent McDuffie and moving down or whatever. There's a lot of things can go on.
They're picking 9, right? That's the highest they've picked under
They're
Brett
scheduled
Veach.
to pick 9.
Scheduled to pick
Yes.
9. We'll see if it ends up happening. Veach was asked how different the combine is when you do have a pick as high as number 9.
It's funny, every year when we were picking 31, 32, I'd always say, man, if we were just at 24 or 25, we'd be exactly where we want to be. And now we're at 9. I'm like, man, if we were just at 4 or 5, we'd be exactly where we want to be. So I think every GM kind of has that mindset where, unless you have the first pick, there's a certain element that you can't control, and you have to let the dominoes fall, if you will. But, we're excited. I mean, we don't want to be picking 9 every year, but we're excited to add some young talent to this roster. And I think even more excitingly, those second, third rounds where it felt like years past, day one would end, we'd come in there and there'd be 5 or 6 players, but you knew at 32 in round 2 you wouldn't get them either. So it's not just the first round. I think we have an opportunity to really capitalize here and add a lot of talent throughout the course of the draft weekend.
So you have to talk to more people, too, because there were 20-some people they wouldn't even think about talking to before.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're doing a little more work in this front. And it is going to be interesting because what they need, there looks like there's quite a few of them. But like he said, boy, it sure would be nice to be at 4 or 5. You'd be guaranteed to get one of those guys. And they may be sitting where they don't want to be, depending on how the whole draft falls.
Yeah, I think the question is at 4 or 5, who is it that's at 4 and 5 that makes it a no-brainer? Or is it just we take any of the top 4?
Yeah, top 4 DNs.
Or 3 or 4 that aren't the quarterback.
Yeah. I really think we talked about this before. I think it would have been really good for the Chiefs if the Oregon quarterback would have come to the draft and not gone back to school because he looked like a
come to the draft and been a top pick.
Yeah, they thought he was going to be. Now, obviously, he wasn't, or he probably would have come to the draft and entered it. Of course, Oregon give you a lot of money. I don't know. I mean, it's not just cut and dry like it used to be anymore. Some guys like college. If you can make several $1 million there, why not? I don't know.
This morning, Mel Kiper put out his latest mock draft. Was this 2.0 or I don't know? They always like to. How many of these has he done?
Get the web cache on that. Let's check it.
So here we go. Fernando Mendoza, Caleb Downs, safety, Ohio State, 2 to the Jets.
Seems kind of high.
That would be a pretty good Jets pick. That
would be Jetsy and
very Jetsy.
Yes. David Bailey, 3 to the Cardinals, outside linebacker, Texas Tech. Arvell Reese, 4. Linebacker, Ohio State, to the Titans. Spencer Fano, offensive tackle, Utah, 5 to the Giants. Carnell Tate, wide receiver, Ohio State, 6 to the Browns. Sonny Styles, linebacker, Ohio State, 7 to the Washington Commanders. 8 New Orleans takes Makai Lemon, wide receiver, USC. Where does he go?
That would give the Chiefs a chance to get a defensive end, probably, right?
It means that Bain is on the board. Mauga, the tackle for Miami. Mauigoa. I got to figure that out because that's awful. That's absolutely terrible.
Suamataea.
And Jeremy Love. I got it eventually. I got to practice.
And Jeremiah Love.
Felix Onudike Uzama. That took me some time.
You had to say it a lot.
Jeremiah Love also there. Who do they take?
Bain.
The top corners are there as well.
Depends on what happens. Yeah, with McDuffie, then you could get the top corner, right?
Who does Mel Kiper have him taking?
Probably Jeremiah Love.
Jeremiah Love.
There you go.
Number 2 guy on my board, showcasing elite level vision and burst.
I'm telling you, those superstar running backs lead these teams to the Super Bowl all the time.
Yeah, just that's all we see, right?
By the way, the name is Maui Ngoa. Apparently.
Maui Ungoa.
Ungoa.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I'll work on that. All right. One more from Brett Veach. Was asked what the biggest weakness is on the offense, how they plan to protect Patrick Mahomes.
Well, I think it's certainly we want to get more explosive in the running game, and we've invested in that interior, and with Trey Smith and Creed Humphrey, 2 of the best in the league, and we thought Kingsley made a big step. I mean, those are 3 talented interior players. So I think, and we've talked about it, and Coach has done an amazing job with his staff cranking on that scheme eval, but I think being more explosive in the running game and really taking advantage of those interior 3 to kind of impose your will on an opposing team's defense. But mean, the running game takes a lot of pressure off everybody. So I think if we can be more explosive and more effective in the running game, I think obviously we take a lot of pressure off Pat, especially coming back early in the season with the injury.
Okay. Yeah. Run game. But it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to take a running back at 9. But
no. Could be the scheme eval they're cranking on.
Could be.
Less RPO.
All right, we know Eric Bieniemy's been brought back to bring a level of toughness, hopefully help out in that running game as well. Ben Johnson, head coach of the Chicago Bears, was asked how much they'll miss Eric Bieniemy.
We'll miss a ton. The guy's a phenomenal football coach, and that coaching staff a year ago, and really similar to this year, is there were a lot of guys outside of my circle that I didn't know very well. So he was really through reputation. We had a lot of productive conversations before he decided to join on board, and then I was just blown away from the impact he had, not only in that position room, which Swift had probably the best year of his career, and then 7th rounder Monungai had a hell of a year himself. Not just that room, but the entire offense. He brings a demanding presence. The standard is the standard with Eric Bieniemy, and those are big shoes to fill.
It's good stuff. I mean, that's what the Chiefs are supposedly hiring back.
That's what they wanted.
Yeah, that's what they wanted.
And so they get a tough guy who hopefully will instill a toughness. I mean, I think that's something that was definitely missing.
Accountability.
Yeah, accountability. I mean, I think those are things that were missing from this football team, and so they've got the guy to do it.
Yep.
Now, there were also, I will reiterate, there were also hard feelings with some.
Oh, yeah.
Between him and, some of the guys on the offense. So, I mean, I'm sure, he does the things that we weren't good at. Great. But he also still does the things, unless he's matured,
that they irritate.
That could irritate. So the question is, how long is the shelf life with Eric Bieniemy in this group now?
Well, it depends on how much they win, isn't it?
Usually.
Yeah.
Yes, usually.
But they won a lot, and they still had him kind of go.
Yes.
So
exactly. Mizzou in action tonight against number 22 Tennessee. Tennessee a 2.5-point favorite at Mizzou. Todd Lebo, who do you got?
I think Tennessee will win this one, a tight one.
He's got the Titans. Curtis? Titans. Got the Vols.
I got the Vols.
Tigers.
Ooh, okay.
Uh-oh.
Kyle?
Curtis is on the Tigers?
Kyle?
Yeah, imagine that.
Vols.
Yeah, I'm on the Vols, too. We'll take a break. Let's talk some college basketball with Gary Parrish.